Bango, bango, bongo. We don't want to leave the Congo. 250 episodes in. It's the two most trouble-causing gentlemen that you will ever meet in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the This Uncanny Studios for episode 250. It's your boy, Robert Solomon. And with me, look at this. He's in the flesh. Look, I can touch him.
It's your good buddy Spider. Everybody knows.
Are you anybody's good buddy, though?
Maybe. Nobody's said no otherwise, but I think that's just because they don't want to hurt my feelings.
I don't think your feelings matter.
I know. I appreciate it.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Heard that more than once.
What a stupid saying. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's toast to our 250th episode. Today we've got some benchmark number 8. We're gonna see if it's as crack-a-lackin' as this one says
it's
it
the
is.
the current favorite on the Cheap Shot Challenge.
It smells just regular.
It's just a solid bourbon for $12, $11.99.
All right, well, I want everybody out there to get your glasses, whatever you're drinking. We're gonna do a toast to the show. You tell me when.
Good.
Thank you very much, Apple. 250 god dang episodes. All right. If you got your glasses of whatever you're drinking, hold them up. I got a half thing because I didn't pour. You got a bigger ice pour.
That's how life is sometimes.
Ooh, gross. Cheers. To 250 more when we get to 500.
That's right.
It's not the worst thing I've ever had.
Yeah. It's not going to, like I said, it's not going to be super.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
It has a bit of a bite on the back end.
There it is.
But it's better than some of the other things we've had.
That's true. Listen.
$12. You know what?
It's better than that one we drank the last time that tasted like hot butter.
Oh, the Kessler?
And I only spent $8 on that bad boy. I'm like, $8? All right, I'll try it for $8. It was awful.
The Hunter Rye is pretty bad too, so for $8.
But I'll tell you, the worst thing I've ever had in my entire life was a vodka called Nikolai. They still sell it. It's awful. Nothing masks the horrible taste. Nothing. Me and a buddy of mine tried like every single thing in the book. Sprite, Coke, everything. There was, what was that soda that was like an energy soda? Surge. We tried Surge. And let me just tell you all out there in Uncanny Land, nothing mixed. So anyways, we are 250 episodes in. Feel free to ask us any questions you would like to know. What burning questions do you have for me or my co-host over here? Let us know in them comments. We'll read them live out loud, of course, because that's what we always do. And hopefully we'll probably do this for a little while. I have to work tomorrow and he has things to do tomorrow, so we won't be on here. That's why we showed up early, because I have to be up at 5 in the morning, and nobody likes to be up at 5 in the morning unless you've been on a bender since 5 o'clock that day before, which we can all relate to. So let's start off by saying, let's start off just by talking about how we got to 250.
Yeah.
The show originally started off on another network called Let's Talk About the Music, and there was a person on there who said, okay, Craig, you'll take care. Oh, I said your real name again. Oh no. But you'll handle it. Mm-hmm. I came up with the idea and he was like the facilitator, the middleman, as it were. So we got a couple episodes in. I'm not sure how many, maybe 4 or 5. It wasn't that many in. We started in August or September, and then we ended up leaving the network, I think around October or so. Mm-hmm. And it was because of a disagreement. This person thought I was out to rob her show from her when I had no inkling of doing that. I was on her show a couple times even. I don't know how many of you remember that. That was a long time. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. And I thought everything was fine. And come to find out, she went off on me about not promoting the show enough. And instead of me, I gave her a rebuttal. I didn't give her I had a whole good rebuttal wrote out, and I did not end up sending that rebuttal because it was very hurtful. And I'm like, nah, let me be more professional about this. And so the second response to that, I just ignored. sent it over to him when he got up. I said, check this out. And then we broke off from that show and went solo. And we've been going solo ever since.
Across two platforms. We started up on Spreaker, which if
Yeah.
you folks are following the Monday podcast, you're familiar with that still. But we moved from that to the video platform. So we've got YouTube, we've got Twitch, we've got all that good stuff, and happy to have the new folks watching us that might not have been able to watch us before. This is your entertainment. Is it going to explode or is it not? You can let it sit for a while. Probably got a little shook up in the car.
Yeah.
Shook up.
No, Elvis will come back from the dead and we'll have to fight Ghost Elvis. So over the years, we've done some pretty cool things. Had some pretty cool shows, had some pretty memorable guests. Honestly, many memorable guests. So I have to ask you, what has been your absolute favorite episode? Like if there's one episode that you thoroughly loved more than any other, what would that episode be?
That's a good question because there has been a lot of them.
There have been a lot.
And
if you want to segment that into actual like different like I like this is my favorite episode on because we did this, or this is my favorite. You can do that. You can do that if you'd like.
I think it's less a single episode and more a trend of episodes. I think one of my favorite kind of connected series of episodes was when we were interviewing the cast from The Crumbs. Because several of those people were just excellent people. They had great stories. They were fun to talk to.
Oh, yeah.
They had lots to say. Chelsea was great.
Yeah.
Was it David Hatch?
Jeff Hatch.
Jeff Hatch.
Yeah, Jeff Hatch.
Sorry, Jeff.
I was about to say that too.
My brain goes. For a while, I was thinking what Andrew Smith was Adam Smith or something.
Yeah, I thought I said
the
that.
guy in person.
That was the dude that wrote the book about economics, and I forget the name of the book.
But Jeff Hatch and all those guys.
Yeah.
It was an excellent series that we did.
Craig Ahrens. David Espinoza.
Yeah. What's her name from?
Well, I don't know
I
what
can't
was her
believe-
name from. Thank you, Apple.
The
It
house
was-
down the
those are-
street. Not the house down the street. My memory's like been shot lately.
Oh, you talking about Elena?
Yes.
You're talking
Elena
about
Gerard.
Elena.
I didn't forget her. I
bet you
names
didn't.
right there. But she was fun.
She liked to
Don't
prank
show.
people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, everybody involved in those movies were great, and I really enjoyed that era of the show. I think where we had all the great interviews and things, and we were a longer show back then. Though we were 2 hours.
2 hours long. Yeah, we were 2 hours long, and then we
Um,
segmented it down to an hour.
2 hours is easy to do with a guest.
Yeah, an
It's
hour
not as easy to do
with
with
the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are some fantastic, phenomenal episodes. We had Chelsea on like 3 times.
Yes. I hope she's doing okay too. She's been on and off social media. She went on to do
She's doing
lately.
like-
She's been doing stage shows.
Yeah, she does like plays and theater and stuff.
like on
So
Broadway.
good for her.
Things like that. So that's good.
I
'Cause
was-
she
I
struggles
was-
with mental health.
She
and
was
things,
supposed to
so.
be at that premiere
Mhm.
I went to, and instead, that's where I met Angela and her sister,
Mm-hmm.
and that was pretty cool. That was a really interesting conversation with those. It was her, Angela, Jerry Keys, and his wife. All good folks. All good folks. Chelsea was supposed to be there because that's who had orchestrated it all.
Yeah.
There was a film festival in Cleveland, and they were supposed to meet. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. I got to see the movie for free, and it was fantastic. One of my really cool life experiences going to a film festival because I'd never been to a film festival. So that was kind of an interesting thing to sit there and watch a movie that people I know are in. You know, it felt like that I was connected to famous people.
Mm.
But yeah, it was Jerry, Paulette, and it was a good time. It was a really interesting time. that like block
Yeah.
of episodes. And I think too, I think my personal favorite episodes, if I have to go like non-guest, would probably be that block of episodes I did about angels. And I did it in Zoroastrianism, Christianity, and Islam. I really like enjoyed breaking all that down. And I had been reading the Quran, I'd been reading the Bible and the Avesta, and just like really investing a lot of my brain power into religious texts. And so I think that was probably my favorite time frame for episodes. But I really also liked the era of like Kat Hobson and Kevin and Jennifer Malik,
Gene Broida,
like that segment. Those group of people were fantastic people. Like I really, really enjoyed those people. They were very nice and very opinionated, but like in a way that you're like, you know, get it out. You know, it was a very, very interesting group of folks.
And even despite whatever those guys are doing over there, we still had a great interview with James Preachbaum.
Yeah, 100%.
Remember, James, I know you're watching. You guys watch.
I know
you do. So we're giving you props.
Again.
Giving you props again.
But yeah, that was a great interview.
Yeah.
You know, just having that conversation. The Seth Breedlove episodes that we did.
Yep.
Those were good episodes.
Yep.
We interviewed him twice. Went to a couple of his movie premieres.
Ended up being in one of them.
Audio-wise.
We were there.
Yeah, I was at a bookstore in, where was it at? Trying to remember the name of it. In Buchanan, in West Virginia, a while back. And they had that DVD that we're in, Dark Skies. And I remember telling the proprietor of the bookshop, I said, I know him, and we were in that episode.
You should have asked if you could just sign it and just leave it there on the shelf. So who's this guy?
Who's this?
Why is this signed?
This is not even the person who made it.
I know.
Who signed this? Yeah, we were in. Yeah. Yep. Which was cool. That was about the storming Area 51.
Because we just had that topic.
Yep. And he said, I'm looking for people that talked about it on the podcast. I'm like, hey, we talked about it on the podcast. What are some of your favorite episodes? Let us know in the comments what you guys think are some of your favorite episodes. And we've been to some cool places.
Yeah. Because
of this podcast has taken us to some very interesting locations where we've met very interesting people. I was about to say Adam Smith again. So you had me saying that.
Yeah.
Wealth of Economics, dude. The Flatwoods Monster Museum. Got to do the actual interview inside of the museum itself.
Yep.
That was cool. I've done that twice. I did that about 5-6 months ago now.
Yeah.
Went back and did it again. Yeah, did it again. And that was good. And there was a little bit of stuttering because I had to upload it back at the hotel because he doesn't have Wi-Fi there yet.
And I was trying to get it to fit and it wouldn't fit right. So I had
that's right. We had to chop it into two. Yeah, that was good. The interviewing, we still haven't went to the Sister Central. Oh, we did go to the Sister Central house. That's when I had long hair. That was that was just me. Because you had something that had came up that day. I remember interviewing both of the sisters and just sitting there and then getting to explore the place afterwards. The tunnel was legit.
What was left of the tunnel anyway.
Yeah, they had bricked it up, so you couldn't get back there. But that was really cool. What was some of your favorite locations?
We've been a lot of places. I know the Black Plague subdivision was a great place. It doesn't seem like it when you go there, like, oh yeah, this is going to be a fantastic place, but it was really interesting. Seeing the Elk Hostel was fun. Like just seeing it for the first time, really, like exploring all the 3 levels and everything.
Yeah, because the first time we went, you had to call home.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to stay, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That Jeff Hatch episode was hilarious. Yeah. We didn't talk about Candy and Chris George. George.
Yeah.
Solid dude, man. He's been through a lot of stuff.
I'd like to get him back on too, because I know he posts relatively regularly as part of the Anubis Paranormal Research Organization, APRO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, I'd like to get him back on sometime.
Yeah, I would too. He was a solid dude. We had a lot of good conversations with him. Of course, El Costa. We had the Carpenter family. We had Les was there. That's another dude. Yeah, Les is another dude. I'll be seeing him next weekend
because that is his not festival, but his
convention. Yeah. So I'll be presenting. I don't know what time I'm going on yet, but hopefully it'll be like relatively mid. I like to do mid, like early mid afternoon would be kind of nice. Not saying, if Les is watching, I'm not saying you can put me there, but put me there.
I'm not mid, but you can put me mid.
Yeah, man, I'm not mid, bro. I'm not mid. That's what the kids say. That's all the kids say these days. So that was a good place. We've been in so many different locations. The two cemeteries we went to.
Yeah.
We went to the Civil War Cemetery about a mile from here.
Yeah.
Which was really interesting. We ate at that good Dravenstock's place that day. We should go back there at some point if they're still open. I know they're still around. Their food was pretty good. We got steaks, I think, didn't we?
Yep.
Got steaks. That was right at the beginning before everything had shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had that time I was in Boston for a while, and I had just missed everything getting like...
Because they shut down like early.
Yeah.
They were one of the places that shut down quick right after you left.
Yeah.
Like right after you left there to come back here.
It was like a couple days.
They closed everything off.
And that was like a basic sub part of this Uncanny Earth was me getting into voice acting. Mm-hmm. Because, Kenny had reached out, another good dude I had on the show. Yeah. That was another fun time when I had like pretty much damn near the whole cast on the show. Yeah, you weren't in a lot of those because you were busy.
I was in a couple.
Yeah, you were in a few.
You had to do most of them during like the early part of the day.
Morning, yeah, because some people were in California.
I was there, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, you were watching the show.
Because I was still running the show completely.
Running
that
the
was before you started doing like half and half. So
yeah, that was nice. That was a good time. I had a lot of fun with those folks. A lot of good interviews, a lot of good back and forth. Meeting them was cool. We had a really good time once again because of the show.
Yeah.
We've been to movie premieres because of the show. We've met incredible people because of the show. I think too, like a lot of the research we've done has been phenomenal. We did one on the Mahabharata about the old nuclear war stuff, which I'll be discussing a little bit of in the presentation next week. And we've been doing that. We have done a slew of episodes, 250 episodes. We've had Halloween specials.
Which reminds me.
Yes.
Mr. Deadpool had Mr. SW.
Oh, yes.
He has a complaint.
Oh, I know. I heard it. He wants more episodes on Spotify. I left a message on the YouTube on that. I left a message there that said I will be getting back to it. Apologies. Life happens. Things happen.
And that's fine too. Like we got to play catch up, but
I know.
Deposited where it needs to be. So.
He's made that crystal clear to me as well. He's like, "Where's the Spotify episodes?" I'm like, if he only knew the process that it takes.
Because I told him
to put those on.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't do
Threw me right under the bus. You just bus rolled right over me like it wasn't no thing. Hey, Alfie, what's up? Alfie is a regular on my Twitch shows. Alfie, this is the first time you're actually seeing the other show that I do. This isn't game streaming. This is us talking about the paranormal and stuff. Mm-hmm. He's a young guy. He's young. It's funny because he always calls me old man. I'm surprised Sound Zeus and Scruffy haven't showed up yet because they're just midday stuff. So, but yeah, going to explore all these old locations was really a fun and interesting time. Going to the Lock, the Sherry Break episodes were fantastic.
That ghost run in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, it was so cold. It was cold.
Ooh, we went Canal Fulton.
Yeah, Canal Fulton. We're doing good, man. Doing real good. Just sitting here drinking a little bit of some drink and discussing 250 episodes worth of content that we have been putting out since about 2018. Yeah, about 2018, man.
Yeah.
5 years of content, 250 episodes. Been through our fair share of trials and tribulations on both of our ends. And it's all because of the show.
Yeah.
All because of this show has put us in contact with so many people. Amazing people, people that didn't like us. But that's okay. If you don't like us, that's fine. There's no laws against not liking us.
Nah,
We're not going to be upset about it.
don't care.
Do not care. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers to you, sir. Cheers to you. Raise your glass. Gotta be perfect. We're going to have to add some more in this glass here in a minute.
Mm.
You really should give this little mixed drink I made a try. It's good.
I'm going slow with it today.
Are you?
Yeah,
You
I'm
going slow?
with it today.
Is there a reason for that?
Just slowing down a little bit in general. I drink a lot.
He drinks way more than I do. He drinks every day.
I'm not going to be shy about it, but I'm
He's
trying
an
not to
alcoholic.
like drink a ton until like later in the evenings when I'm, everybody else is asleep and it's going to be time to go to bed. So I'm trying to keep it like a certain like period of time, work on my health and things, which obviously clearly
Yes.
clearly needs some work.
So, yeah. What were some of your favorite non-guest episodes?
You've had some good stuff. I liked talking about what was the topic we were talking about when we talked about the Museum of the Weird or the Museum of the Strange. Or no, the Museum of Bad Art is what it was. The Museum of Bad Art. I don't remember what the topic was. I think it was just maybe strange places or something like that. I'm not sure. But any episode that we had that was like where we got into that territory of talking about just strange, bizarre things like that that are true stuff that didn't require a lot of like hypotheticals and guesses about history, which is still fun. I do like my my theoretical stuff about like Samaria and things like that about the ancient technology.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my episodes, and I don't say my like those. I own those episodes, but like some of the episodes are basically mine because I came up with the idea and just went off that. But like the Dyson Sphere / Kardashev scale episode is one of my all-time favorites. I love talking about the Kardashev scale. For those of you that don't know what the Kardashev scale is, it's a scale that measures how advanced a civilization is based on the power that they can harness from their own star. We're like a 0.7 because we can't really harness
All we get
a
is
lot
passive.
of power. Yeah, we don't.
Passive.
We can't pull the energy from our own star yet. And I think it goes up like for a while it was like 5 or 6 was the max, but they went into like 11. And like 11, like the upper echelon levels of that are you're basically God. You control life, you control matter, you control everything in between those things. So that episode really sticks out to me as one of my personal favorites. I loved it. I loved the knowledge and the research that I put into, and I love watching the videos on it and the solar engines or the stellar engines, watching them like theoretically figure out how they would move an entire our solar system if things went to heck, how they would just it's a big machine that they would put in front of the sun and we would move up or down to avoid the oncoming asteroid apocalypse or planetary collision or whatever would have you.
And it's interesting because that's one of the few episodes where we've had minor, not like arguments, but we had some disagreements. Because I'm not as into the Kardashev scale as presented, but you are.
I am.
And we had some good discussions about that too,
Yes.
back and forth. And anybody who wants to see stuff like that, we get some really good, not debate per se, because we don't usually debate. Like, I don't know if we've ever had a show where we actively, like, we're 100% solid on both sides of an issue. Usually we're still both kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a good one. We had a lot of good back and forth on that one about point and counterpoint.
There's been a couple of those episodes, too, that we've done that just, like, drive home the fact that we are good friends, so we don't have to argue, but we can do like the obligatory like this is where I stand and this is where I stand, and I can entertain some of your points of view and you can entertain some of my points of view, but in the long run we're still going to hold some of those same ideas, which I think is very good because both of us are pretty open to new ideas and interpretations of things. You know, and I think that that's important in the work that we do and the work that we have done for this podcast.
Yeah.
Like I said, that has been going on for 5 years. 5 long, arduous, late night research.
We've outlasted the previous network that we started on.
Yeah.
They went for 4 years.
Yeah.
And we're now on 5. So we're outlasting and we're forging the new legacy.
And yeah, we're going to keep moving forward. Episode 500 will be, shoot, can you imagine episode 500? That's going to be nuts. Like, that'll be, shoot, I don't know, another 5 years. So that'll put us right in 2028.
Dang.
That'll be another Olympics.
Oh, great. Another Olympics.
Here we go. Sounds always calling somebody dorks. But yet he's the grade A classical nerd. Yeah, he's a nerd. He's a nerd's nerd. Like, he's the nerd all the other nerds bow down to.
King of the nerds.
Yeah, he's a really king of the nerd type of person. Yeah, we're doing great. We're talking about episode 250. Today is episode 250. We have been doing this for 250 years. Yeah, 250 years. We're very old, but we look good. So, yes. But welcome on in. Welcome. We're glad all of you can join us today for our 250th episode. I very much appreciate it. We very much appreciate it. And if you guys haven't been watching, because I'm sure some of you haven't caught on to our earlier episodes were audio only. Mm-hmm. And so some of those episodes, those are over on Spotify. You can find us at This Uncanny Earth over on Spotify. I'm slowly uploading our past episodes as we speak. I'm getting there. I think I'm in like episode 200 or so. You'd have to ask Deadpool Head. He would know.
Because he's apparently like right on it.
Yeah, he's on it. He's like, guys, hurry up and get up to more episodes. He said, anytime I see one, I try to stop in. We appreciate it. He usually stops in when I'm streaming. That's the best part about that, because like I said, he will usually come in when I'm streaming and call me a dork. So it's very disrespectful. But
that brings an interesting point, because we started with just the radio show.
Yeah, we did.
And we have since branched into the game streaming.
Yeah, we have.
We branched into the drink tasting. We branched into the chip challenges. At least you have it. I ain't eating those chips.
He will not. I have 2 too. So we could really do the chip challenge right now if we wanted to, but he won't. He won't do it. He won't.
I don't do spicy things. I don't. But we've branched out in so many areas. We've got the Monday podcast now. We've got news. We've got so many things under the umbrella that started with just us 2 talking about ghosty things.
It's paranormal and spooky stuff, and then we just sort of expanded. Both of us are streaming, though I stream a little bit more than he does. He does the morning news, that it's ready to go in the morning. You were talking about Metallica the other day. Like, I just had tuned in willy-nilly, and I was like, why is he talking about Metallica? Some dude from Metallica died, I guess.
Oh, yeah, they were interviewing people about Cliff Burton.
Oh, okay.
He's been gone for a long time, since the early days of the band. But
okay. Yeah. I didn't catch into that.
Yeah, he was their original bass player, I think. I've never been super into Metallica. So if I get a detail wrong.
If you get a detail wrong, fire him.
But I get into the news.
He gets into the news and he gives people the blues.
I cover space news all the time. I love space news.
I love space news too, though.
Yeah. Like Osiris Rex coming back, those samples from the asteroid.
Which is fascinating.
Awesome stuff.
The metal they find in there is really cool.
The James Webb Telescope keeps finding new, super awesome planets everywhere it looks. I'm just like, I'm here for it.
They found something like a whole ass new thing that nobody's ever seen before on one of the planets, and everybody's like, and I'm like, yeah, I could have told you that.
And then they found, I think it was on Europa. They've been looking at Europa as one of the places here that might have life, and they found evidence of carbon dioxide,
which is part of the building blocks of life. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But we have to remember too, like Uranus stands on its side because it got hit by another planet, and they say that Nibiru is floating around outside of Pluto's
realm. There's something out there. They're supposedly, though. Remember, it was supposed to already be here. There was a guy who said, "Oh yeah, it's going to get here next week," and then it didn't show up. It was like, "Oh, it's going to get here next month," and then it didn't show up. And then you know what he did next? He changed it to, he's like, oh, well, my calculations were wrong because they were built on a spherical Earth. So my calculations are different now because it's a flat Earth.
Oh, wow.
So he went from there to flat Earth. I'm kind of like, okay.
So when did he say it would show up?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Did it show up?
No. I mean, we're still here.
He's got to change his calculations again for a trapezoid Earth.
Yeah.
A trapezoid.
It was just funny. Like I was like, okay, well, you went with a theory that could potentially be true. There's something out there to something that's not true at all.
No, you're not wrong.
Okay, sir.
What up, Zach? Zachariah the Attackariah is in the house for the 9 quats. That's 9-4 for you guys that don't listen to rap music. So it's not 94. It's 2023. Is it 23? I don't know. I'm old. It's getting old. I'm old, but I'm built. I'm built tough like a Ford truck. It's not built tough at all, though. It breaks down that. Chaser. Domestic violence.
Yeah, it's imports.
So yeah, I'm for the space news. A lot of our episodes have been built around space talk. Mars. Oh,
they're still finding good stuff about Mars. I follow the rovers.
Same
on social media, like both Curiosity and Perseverance, and that helicopter that they put on Perseverance is still flying around. It hasn't been gummed up by the dust from Mars. Man, it's exciting. Like if they can do that kind of stuff, just think about the stuff they'll be able to do in another few years to get people there.
So if those 3 dots are in lieu of when I said chaser, there's a whole thing that he told me that I can't repeat on air. I can't repeat it, but it involves some construction working dudes and a bumper sticker that was on one of their trucks. I can't repeat it.
I mean, if people are into things, people are into
things.
Oh,
100%.
I'm not going to judge people for that. I was just caught by a surprise by something that I was not into.
But then he looked it up. Damn. That's what it is. So, yeah. Of course, Apple's here. She's been around on the show since we were down there. Well, no, before that. Yeah. She's been on since the Jeff Hatch episodes. That's been, how long? Has it been 3 years?
Because they used to put us on their TV.
That was, listen, I was going to bring this up too. That was one of the crowning achievements. I will always for the rest of my life, no matter what, like no matter how old I get, I will always remember when she told us we were on their television. That was like one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen anybody say to us as a whole. I will tell you later. I'm not going to tell you, well, if it's okay.
It's not an appropriate story.
Yeah,
it's not like, but it's not an appropriate story. So you keep that business to yourselves. It's not for family time.
Oh no, but I'll say it later.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
But yeah, it was.
The first episode was Dante's Inferno. My God.
We were watching like disaster stuff. We were talking about disaster stuff.
That was wow, because I went through the Inferno, and then I went through Purgatorio, and then Paradiso. I went through all 3 books.
Yep.
Damn, I forgot about that. I loved those episodes because I love Dante's Inferno. It's a pain to read, but I love Dante's, and the whole Divine Comedy was good. Wow, you have watched that long.
And we got into all the different
that's really sweet and impressive
parts of it, and then the time period that he was in, and where it was like targeted at.
Oh, I don't have it. I don't have it on this computer. I got it on the other one. Wait, do I? I might. Let me see here. I might have it on this one. Yeah, because I've here. So you can't see it, Deadpool, you jerk. But I have an anchored part for this that I put the episodes I've uploaded onto Anchor. And we are on Anchor. It should have 136. So let me see where because Dante's Inferno might have been before that. Uncanny West Virginia was. Oh, Linda Godfrey. Rest in peace, Linda Godfrey. I loved her. Yeah. She was a very sweet lady. She was very sweet. Yeah, she was very sweet. And I had to jump through some hoops to get her on the show. It was not easy to get her on the show. And she came on, not on her end. Right. It wasn't like she made it difficult, but it was just like kind of hard to get it was hard to get a hold of her. It was back and forth. And man, that was good. Yeah, timing was a beast. Let me see, man. Bill Lancaster. I'm going through all these old stuff.
I'm a fan.
Sound Zeus, you're gonna get it, man.
I ain't saying
You're gonna get it. All that sass you talking, you're
I ain't
finna
saying
get it. You're finna get it. Oh, Paranormal Research York. I had to do that in the early morning because their time is different.
Yep,
Man.
that's another one where I was there, but I wasn't there.
Ginger Ralph, remember? She was the missing 411. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm going through this crazily right now. Uncanny Sumeri was 113. Ah, here it is. It was Uncanny Afterlife and Underworlds. And then because we did Purgatory, Paradise, and the Uncanny, so it was 115. Let me see if I can see the properties. I might know when that was. Nah, I won't because it was created. So I must have downloaded it late. What if it'll tell me? No, it won't. So 115 episodes.
Because we didn't start actively downloading.
She's been listening since 115. So 150 would make 100. 15 to 50 is what? So if we add 15 more, that's 30 plus 20 is 50. So what is that? Like 35?
Questions on the spot.
35. 15 and 15 is 30. Plus 20 more is 50. I am so confused right now. I should do 50 minus 15, which would be 45, 40.
Yeah.
So 140 episodes. She's been listening for 140 episodes. Man, that's been a long time. My brain, I had to do some math there for a hot second. I could do that really easily. My son has to do math differently than we did when we were kids. So like I'm having to relearn this new math system they're doing. And I get it, but it's like, wow, this is completely different of an offset than what it was when I was doing math. Anyways, so yeah, that was 115. So yeah, so she's been listening that long. We had the film critic guy on. We had the historian, Victoria Stewart. The El Castle episode was episode 123 because we went down there in October.
We recorded it down in that main room.
Yeah, it was Leah, Wes, Chloe, and Les, and us.
Yeah, all around that little table.
All on that little ass table. Like I can walk that place blindfolded. I know where everything is in that place, except that third floor where I'll bump into something. It was so. I remember going up there. It was so damn dark. The blocks are like my favorite, though. You mean the big blocks with the numbers in it, and you just go by tens, and then you go over. That caught me. Like I got that right away. That was really legit. If that's what you're talking about, my son came home with that block system, and I'm like, that's kind of cool actually, because that's how I kind of do math a little bit in my head. Like if I would do like 57 plus 23, I would round 57 up to 60 and 23 up to 25. So then I get 85. Then you do your subtraction of the numbers.
Yeah, that's
that you would have to use.
Since we do homeschool, I just teach her the way that I know. It's just doing
I like things. As I've gotten older, that's how I've done math. Like I break the problem down. I'll add up to like an even number, or not an even number, like to a 0 or a 5 on both ends, and then just subtract the numbers that I've added to come up with my.
See, I got to do the whole thing. I could do carry the one and do this and everything all in my head.
See, but it's weird because it's easier for me to do it that way than it is to do it the normal way. Like it is vastly easier to me. And the thing that sucks is teachers will tell you that the way you teach your kids how to do a problem is wrong because, it doesn't really matter. You do what you gotta do. It may make it hard in the future for counting in your head. But it's weird because it makes sense to me. And I was a person who was not really great in math when I was younger. It fits a little bit. But I think the thing with math is you have to have a specialized teaching for kids with math because not everybody learns math the same.
And that's true.
And there's many different ways to do a problem.
Because I can't do algebra. I love algebra. I can do the very basic introduction to algebra, and that's it. I can do trig and calculus. For me, it's like the meme. It's like solve for X. I'm like, you find your own X.
I'm tired of solving your problem. Or that lady that like has all the math equations and she's got the cone above her head and trying to solve for pi. Yeah. So, anyways, I get it though. I try to teach my son like all the different ways that he can so he can act. But he's math minded. So like his brain is math centered. That's where mine was more reading centered. But he, oddly enough, has both. Oh, I love and trigonometry is just geometry times 2. See what I did there? It was a math joke within a math joke. Had to put the brackets.
Wouldn't that be try? Wouldn't it be 3?
What?
Trigonometry, because it's try.
I mean, I get that. So I see what you're doing, trying to like.
No, I'm just because that's probably why I don't get it, because that's what I think.
Well, it's
If
not.
I'm assuming
it's
it
not
wrong.
3s.
That's probably why I don't. It doesn't make any sense.
It's not all rooted in 3s though.
No,
but you do have sine,
that's
cosine, and tangent.
That's what I would think. Like if I heard
Right.
trigonometry, I would think, oh, try.
You're already breaking the word down.
Right.
Right.
See, I go completely.
I told her, but I think I'm good at algebra because I have an English mind, and algebra is just the sentences of math. That's true. But see, I like when you break that further on down with like the quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root, was it 4 times a times c or something, minus 2ac over 2b. I used to know it by heart. I used to be able to plug in formulas and run it through. Like I love calculus. I love geometry. Pythagorean theorem, a squared, b squared.
I don't like Pythagoras.
C squared, all that
I don't
jazz.
like them at all.
The Code of Pythagoras is a phenomenal read if you've ever not researched that.
When I was in algebra class in school, our teacher would always be like, Pythagorean theorem. I'd be like, I hate Pythagoras.
We'll fight him in the parking lot after work.
Pythagoras.
Chaser.
Nemesis.
From Stars.
Is that Pythagoras?
So let me ask you guys another question. What is some of your favorite topic episodes that you've heard us do? Like what are some of your favorite topic episodes? By topic episodes, I mean like Stellar Engines, Dante's Inferno, Hauntings, Artifacts, Immortals. That was the early days. Count Saint Germizzle.
Yeah. He hasn't come up much anymore, but that don't mean he's not out there.
He's lurking, baby. Look, I'm seeing Uncanny Foods. We did an Uncanny Foods episode.
Yeah.
That was the one with the Son Goku stealing the golden apples from China.
Yeah.
And for immortality. Yeah, stole it from the gods.
Did we talk about the bread from Gilgamesh then?
No.
Because in retrospect, we probably should have.
We talked about what was the other thing? There was the apples, the golden apples of China with Son Goku, and he would eat Son Goku's the Monkey King, for those of you who don't know. We talked about ambrosia.
Yeah. Did we talk about soma?
I think the bread.
I feel like we did.
I feel like we did.
Soma. It's like a drink.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the bread.
No.
Because there's also the bread.
Yeah. But soma was like some kind of a drink as well. And then we talked about things like in a chalice. It was supposed to represent something, and I don't remember what it was.
I liked our artifacts in the blood of Janus.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my cut right there. That was my jam. They bring it out like every so often to see what's going to happen, and if it coagulates, it means one thing, and if it is in a liquid state, it means another. Yeah. Oh, the Irish folklore. I did that. I think I did that one via your request.
Yeah, we talked about fairy rings and.
We talked about fairy rings. I think we talked about mushroom rings too with goblins.
Yeah.
Synchronicitas. Oh yeah, we did synchronicities. Our Dyson Spheres episode was 152. Willie Dalton, who I met via Crystal Counts.
Which we still need to get her on the show at some point.
Her and her sister. We got to get them both on the show.
At some point in the past, I said, hey, get with Robert. Be like, hey, he does the booking for the stuff usually, but I might just book her myself at some point, because if she's not gonna because she's busy.
You booked Cat Hobson yourself.
Yeah.
Do it.
She forgets to, so I'm just gonna be like, hey, do you still want to be on the show? Let's get this set up. Let's get on the show.
You act like you can't book people.
Well, it's not that I can't. It's that he's the boss. He's the boss. It's his show. It's his show. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm just not my
He's a putz. Nah, listen,
it's just
let me say this. It's our show. Like it's not just my show. He was the means to the end. He was the vehicle that needed to be driven to the source. And that sounded really suspect. So we're gonna edit that and post. Put you right in the lake. But he was thank you for calling me sexy. Appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know what's going on. All right, man. Sounds good. So I'm gonna talk to you, bro. Appreciate you being here, man. Much love, bro. I'll be streaming at some point this week, so come through, hang out, brother. What were we just talking about?
How's your
Booking. That was my show. That's right. Don't ever forget it, or you're fired. I know how to run StreamYard by myself now, so suck it. No, he was instrumental. He gave me the platform, so it's our show for as long as All right,
Have a little
come on.
mega powers.
Just kidding. Get in there. Get. Come on. It'll blow the whole planet up. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. All right, you guys happy now? We made up. We're not gonna make out though.
No.
So no. Any kind of weird fanfic, uncanny fanfic you guys have
Please
of us?
don't write those.
Please do not. Please do not write any
Please don't
uncanny.
write any Rule 34s.
Yeah, I don't think we're Rule 44 because we're not cartoon characters. I think you have to be a
People do
cartoon
it anyway.
character. But don't
Make
write
you into a cartoon
don't
character
write-
first. And then
don't write sexualized fanfics about us, please.
of course, she thinks that's hilarious.
Of course she does. For many reasons. I cannot get into these reasons, but there's reasons behind the reasons. The reasons that we're
I'm
here.
disappointed.
So am I.
I'm disappointed.
Do not write any fan fiction of a sexual nature. You can write fan fiction about how we conquer the world and save the day.
With a bottle of bourbon.
I'm for that. Oh, speaking of bottles of bourbon, we're not doing that. No, nope. In fact, we're gonna do the opposite of that. We're gonna just gonna bro fist it like this. There you go. Boom.
Yeah, just to
It's disgusting.
tap it in. Just to tap it.
Don't say that.
Just don't tap it.
Don't tap it in. Don't tap it in. Don't in it at all. No. This is a family show, and you're already botching it with your
Botchmania.
perversion. Between you and her, just perverts. Demons surround me all the time. Speaking of we have generated multiple side shows, pet projects, what have you.
Yeah.
I think the Spirits Club has been probably one of my personal favorite side projects that we've done.
Yeah, it's still running. Like, I'm surprised I'm still able to keep the thing going, honestly, because funds are up and down sometimes.
Read that. Is there a ban button? They're just a flex.
Just
I know. No.
no. I'm
No.
I'm super-
No.
zip-
No.
Mm-mm.
No. No. No.
You're on thin ice.
That's illegal.
You're on some thin ice right now.
That's illegal.
You're on some thin
That's
ice.
illegal. At least in the 48 continental
I'm gonna
states.
take one more fill up of the bourbon.
You're on thin ice. Literally, because you don't
I
have a lot
am.
of ice.
I
on you.
know.
You're on thin ice.
See what happens.
She is in charge of the ban button now. On Twitch. I gave her my.
I ban
Nobody's
Let's fill
touching your
this up.
ban button, but you can fill this up.
with the bourbon. Let me get specific with the bourbon.
Why get specific
Bourbon.
BT?
Cup of the bourbon.
What are you doing is I'll be right back. Oh, these are the chips. These have not been opened. There is a chip inside of these.
I'm not gonna eat those.
And here's this cat.
I'm not gonna eat that either.
And here's these. I hate you. I could have stayed home.
So yeah, it's just me now. He's gonna get some ice. Gonna get some ice. So yeah, favorite episodes and things of that nature. Moving on from all of that uncomfortable, whatever that was.
I
Here's
don't
the
want.
ice.
I don't want to finger your ice. There you go. Hit you in the ding dong with it.
This is just making a bad situation worse.
This stream is getting interesting. Are y'all just into this? Is this what y'all into? Is this the fetish y'all have?
You forget what the internet is for. for two things.
Yeah, I did.
It's for cats and
Yep.
other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cats and for other things.
I'm gonna put this on my OnlyFans. If I put something in the oven, it's an OnlyFlan. You put flans in the oven?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't collapse.
Yeah. So we all know where everybody's mind is. It wasn't on the show, obviously. We're trying to talk about 250 episodes.
Serious business. Come on now.
Sears business.
Oh,
Seriously.
serious business.
It's not doesn't exist anymore. That's a lie. Thank you. There's the voice of reason. There's the voice of reason. Thank you, Zach. Voice of reason.
Can always rely on Z-Man.
We can always rely on Z-Man to come in and say, hey, knock off the perversion.
Stay on topic.
Yeah.
Stay on topic. Come on,
Stay
now.
on-
Stay on topic.
Let me give you guys a topic.
Moving for you to butter.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'm a little bit clever.
It's like butter.
It's like butter. It's like butter. So yeah, the Spirits Club is one of my probably favorite pet projects. I don't really count the streaming as part of the pet projects because streaming is easy.
Yeah, it's just
not-
fun stuff.
It's just like, yeah.
It's
and-
part of the umbrella, but it's not like
And thanks to Apple, though, I have gotten many a new game to stream. We'll be back doing some more streams here soon. Heck, we may even stream today. What time is it? 3:56. How long have we been going for? Almost an hour.
does that mean the show's almost over?
No,
Oh, okay. All right.
we're going to keep going. As long as everybody wants us to. Do you guys want us to keep going? Do you guys want us to stop? What do you guys want? They all just put stop.
Stop.
I'd be like, I'm not stopping. Ah, yeah, good. That's what I like to see. I haven't been on it today. I just haven't had time. I got a presentation to prepare for, so I don't have the kind of time to play it right now. But I'll be streaming that during the week at some point, so do not fret. Does anybody have any questions about anything that is behind me here? Would you like to know more about what is behind me here?
He's fishing for you guys to get him to eat his chips.
No, I'm not going to eat them. Not this episode. I'm not. I stream to do that. I won't do those.
That brings me to a good point about stuff that we're planning on doing for the future.
That's good. Okay.
Because we've got the Spirits Club, of course.
We do.
So that's liquid. And we've talked about it before. We just haven't really had a good plan to put it into action yet. But we've thought about doing foods. Which is it's kind of difficult because I don't have a kitchen that's good for that.
Well, it's not so much that. I know me and Apple have been doing a show. We got to figure out a name because she's not a fan of the name, and I'm a fan of the name, but she does not care for the name. So we'll have to come into some sort of agreement, some mutual coming tos, if you will. And why gotta make that face? You know, this the face. You don't know it's the face you made. It's disrespectful.
It probably is.
Whoa!
And there you go.
Wow. Jealous one's envy. How much do you have to pay me to eat that chip now? Ooh.
If we're talking
Nah.
donations to the show,
I can't. I'll do it when I stream. You can donate then if you want to donate on the
that's
stream.
fair.
But no, because I'm not prepared. Like I've been drinking and I like so the thing I do whenever I eat these chips is I get a gallon of milk. Oh, it's all good, Z-Man. He's cool, people. It's all good. Everybody in here is cool. See, Apple doesn't want me to eat it. She has basically told me in no uncertain terms, do not eat that shit. Do not eat it.
Well, you know when people tell us not to do something, within reason,
I mean, I'm going to eat it anyways.
we're going to do something anyway. But
And then I'll also eat the chip. So, yeah. Yeah. But, there's a spider on my wall. I'm gonna let them go.
Yeah.
They eat flies and stuff.
yeah, he ain't doing no harm.
The only thing I'll kill is a brown recluse. Those are the only things
Well,
I
yeah,
kill.
because those
'cause
will bite you.
then you
And
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're rare here in Ohio, but you still get them.
Let's give some shout outs. I think we should give some shout outs. First I want to shout out my boy Corey Lake. I haven't talked to that dude in a long time. He'll like my post occasionally. Solid dude, played in a metal band, all that noise, right? Without him, and without the Carpenters and without people like Kevin and Jennifer Malik, we would not be here. So let's raise our glass to all those fine individuals because they deserve it. And even the Creech Bomb. I'm gonna cheer to you, Creech Bomb.
We don't have beef. We'll make jokes. I will make jokes all day, every day, but I don't got beef.
So a big shout out to all of you for that. But yeah. So big shout out to him. Shout out to Les Odell, Andrew Smith, Bob Schultz, Fred Saluga.
Oh, Fred Saluga.
Fred Saluga. He's a character.
Yeah.
He's a character. Bill Rigby. Unapologetic. So, because I'm going to be in the Penn, Ohio Paranormal Conference Part 2 next year. I've already been invited. Bill Rigby invited me, so I will be there speaking. I don't know if I'm going to speak on this year, but for this next event, for Les's event, I'll be speaking on aliens in antiquity. So I'll be talking about aliens in the past. We know a lot about aliens today and a lot of sightings we've seen today, but people don't really talk about past aliens outside of ancient astronaut theory, which I will go over slightly, but I don't want to run too much into it because
everybody knows that.
I think it's watered down too. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of their points. I don't think everything that's ever been done is an alien.
We've had this talk too.
Yeah.
We've had to talk about how a lot of it is just past civilization necessarily rather than just an actual, like, there's catalysts and then there's always responsible for everything.
Because I think it makes people look stupid. Like mankind is just dum-dums. They can't do anything, so they need that sort of like that outside intervention to help us move along. So
before I forget.
Finger pointing.
Before I forget.
Okay.
This is stuff I uncovered during the news show.
Okay.
They found the remains of a wooden structure, like a house, from pre-Neanderthal days. That they think belonged to pre-Neanderthal humanoids.
Pre-Denisovians?
In that range.
Oh,
man. In Zambia. And they've also been finding that there's been human populations potentially, or humanoid ancestor populations in Europe, pre or at the same time as the ones that were from the out of Africa theory, showing that there may have been different tribes of humanoid type people across the planet.
They're finding that the out of Africa theory is becoming more and more collapsible, and not in a racially charged way, mind you, because a lot of people say, oh, that just means you're racist. But what this is pointing to is that civilizations, and this is a theory that I've had for a very long time, that what happens is civilization builds up so high, then it gets destroyed. Then they build the next civilization on the remains, because why wouldn't you? A lot of times with civilizations, they're built close to things that really, really are important. Rivers, lakes, things like that, because they need water, water being the building block of a civilization. You got to have water. So what'll happen is the civilization will collapse, get swept away, and then they'll build a civilization on top of it. That civilization collapses, so on and so forth. I don't know if you read this either, but they're starting to find radioactive pockets. We talked about Rajasthan. We talked about Rajasthan in the episode I was in. Is it? Do you want to go put it back in the freezer for me? I'll do it.
Well, I'm going to go to the bathroom anyway.
All right.
So
I got to entertain them by myself.
Yeah.
That hose that's on the floor.
Yeah.
Just put it back, like on where it sits, because you got to open the freezer.
Oh, okay.
And the freezer will move the hose a little bit.
Oh.
So for those of you who don't know, I have to run a humidifier to keep things dry, because it's just one of those types of houses. So I ran a hose from the humidifier to the drain, so I don't have to dump the water. This sounds weird. I'm weird. And stranger danger. That's okay. Apple will protect me, so I'm fine. Apple 100% protect me. But if you guys have any questions on anything behind me, if you want to know the origin of anything that I have behind me, feel free to ask, actually. And let me point something out too, because I don't think I've said it yet. And this was part and parcel to all the things we have done. There are two things that I have treasured ever since we have been doing this show, and that's paintings. And I have a very well. So for those of you who don't know, Apple herself is a fantastic artist. She's fantastic, head and shoulders above what I do, artistically. And I mean, I've done some cool stuff, but I'm not. So this is what Apple did on. I don't know what you would even call this. I don't know what this is. This canvas? I don't know what this is called. Sorry. So she did this, and then she also did this, and this was done specifically for me. Cherry blossoms. Oh, this one needs signed. Anyways, so yeah, like some of like the art that I have gotten from her has been phenomenal. Once again, just perks of having the show itself is the art that I've received, the books that I've received. Oh, she's an amazing artist. She's one of the best artists I've ever seen, and I know somewhat about art. I can't tell you guys I'm like this big art magnet that goes around and collects. I'm not a visual art
person generally, so it's pretty impressive for somebody who's not able to do it.
Right.
I can do audio and I can write. Like I can write like nobody's business.
Same.
I can't visual
stuff. And I can spit hot fire. Bars, son. Bars. I don't. It's not going to be. It's not a better or worse for me. It's just I just want more.
Thing.
No, I know. No, because I'm doing this presentation and it's the same. Like it's a different form for me, and I'm just like, no, this shit's stupid. It doesn't make any darn sense. I got to change it. I got to erase this whole thing. I just wrote this entire paragraph and it's dumb.
Yep.
Even though I know like I could do this next presentation half-butted and people would love it, but I wouldn't love it. And if I don't like it, it's not good enough. And I will beat myself to death over it. Anyways, do you guys have any questions about the stuff behind me? Do you guys want to know anything about this back here, the story of where anything has come from? Feel free to ask. I have multiple plaques. I should put my degree down here. I actually have a bachelor's of business management and marketing upstairs in my room. And I also have my other degrees that I have.
I do not.
He does not.
I don't.
He's street smart, as the kids say.
I'm from the streets.
From the streets. But I would love more art from you. Well, send me your best pieces then. I want the best. Nah, I think they're the greatest. I like that. The cherry blossoms are fantastic. What is my favorite book that is behind me on that shelf?
A lot of books to choose from.
Oh, that's easy for me. There's only one that's my literal favorite, and that will probably be this right here. This one. This is my favorite. This one here is my personal favorite, and that is the Literal Concordant New Testament. As many of you know, I'm a Universalist. If you guys want to look that up, that's fine. I'm not a Unitarian Universalist, so don't get those confused. But I am a Universalist. I believe in Christ. I believe in God. I don't push it on anybody. If you ask anybody around me, you can ask him. We have the most differing opinions when it comes to religion, but never once have we gotten to an argument about anything that is involving religion. Not one time.
Yeah, because me, I'm definitely not like I'm 100% not a very religious person. I have some spiritual things, which I did have in a show that wrapped up not too long ago. But I don't. I'm more definitely like here science-y thing, which I don't think they need to be exclusive.
I don't either. I don't think they are.
They don't need to be exclusive.
I don't think they are exclusive. I think the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah was by a meteor. That's what I think, or a nuclear disaster. I don't think that it was just something that happened. I think God made that happen.
Could be kinetic strikes.
Yes, 100%.
Somebody grabs a meteor, knocks it down.
Yeah. You can ask Apple. You can ask Z-Man. I don't push my religion on anybody. I don't say you better do this or else. And if you look up universalism, like I said, not to be confused with Unitarian Universalism, just universalism. It's called universal reconciliation. And I've gotten a lot of flack for it. I will always get flack for this, always. But I will take with me to my grave when I meet my maker. But I believe that everybody goes to heaven at the end of the day. I believe that every man, woman, and child will go to heaven. And I know a lot of people will say, well, what about the worst of the worst? Them too. However, and this is something I must point out, because people always say, well, wow, that's crazy. How could so-and-so go to this place and they've been such a horrible person? You don't escape refinement. Refinement is key to entering into God's kingdom, because you can't enter into a holy place being a corrupt being. And I don't mean corrupt like you're all bad people, but we've all done some pretty heinous things, myself included. I'll be the first one to tell you this. I've done some heinous things that I am not proud of. I'm not particularly proud of the things that I have done. However, I know that there's a refinement process, and we all have to go through that refinement process. But what I don't do is I don't walk up to random people and just say, hey, believe this or not, you're going to hell. I don't do that, because I was so ingrained with the teaching of, if you do this, you're going to hell nonstop. It was just beat on my head, and I would just fall asleep in church. I went to churches where they would scream at you. It's a very Southern Baptist mentality. I don't know if you guys have ever been to those.
Ohio is a strange state in that it sometimes believes that it's in the South when
Yeah.
it isn't.
It isn't. Yeah.
And there's a lot of South
that's true.
things
That's
in
true.
Ohio,
Which
that,
annoys me. Like,
because we're as north as Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is one of the most northern, we're proud Northerners as far as
Right.
that kind of stuff goes. And I don't know, Ohio is this weird thing about, we're Southern.
now, if you're asking me outside of my religious preference, what my favorite book is on that shelf, that's a good question, because I got some interesting books. Is it there? You see where I have the Quran, the green Quran? You see the book next to it? The book next to that. Hand me the book. Yes, hand me that book right there. Yep. This is The Tales of the Marvelous and Strange. This is one of my all-time favorite books, because, so as many of you know, I started this research about 2 years now? Aram of the
Probably.
Pillars. Was that 2 years now? Is that 2 years?
When you officially started,
Yes.
because you were into it before then.
Yes.
Like, we would talk about it back when we were still in retail.
No, I never brought this up.
No, not Aram,
Right.
but you would talk about things that led up to it.
Right.
So the ideas were there, but
was
as
that
far
like
as
2
the
years ago?
official,
Apple would know too, because I was fascinated with this. And so, anyways, she got me this book. It's not because she got me this book, well, that's part of it too. But it's the fact that there's a part in here that talks about Shaddad bin Ad. And for those of you who don't know, Shaddad bin Ad was an antediluvian king, meaning pre-flood days, that built this grandiose city called Iram, and it was situated in, I have an idea of where it is, and I think I know from cross-referencing and reading textbooks. So Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and Oman sit in the Arabian Peninsula, right there. I don't know if they can see it.
Yeah.
Here, let me turn the lights off. It's
in here.
Let me turn my lights off.
Here's Oman.
Because I'm gonna have to lift it up. All right, so he's pointing to that part of the Middle East, right? It's in somewhere in that area. That's the empty quarter. The empty quarter is this, that he can't see it. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. Turn off that light. Maybe.
And zoom in. If you guys can zoom in. I don't know if you can zoom in, but it's like
that made it worse.
In this big area,
which is fine. You can turn it back on. Anyways, so I have been fascinated with that part of the world for about 2 years now. Like I said, Apple could probably tell you. He could probably tell you. I don't necessarily remember when, unless I have it in the episodes that I haven't put on Anchor yet. Deadpool head, calm down. I know he's lurking somewhere. Like, I know you better put it out. A fresh start. That was the video. That's what we started doing the video stuff. Red Mercury was legit. Oh, man.
And I hadn't heard of that before. That was something new to me, which is another good part of this show, is we learn stuff.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Like, I brought up stuff that he hasn't heard before.
Yeah.
He brings up stuff. Like, he'll come out with a topic, and I'm like, I don't really know too much about that topic. So I got to scramble and be like, what do I got to look up about this? And make sure I'm prepared, because I have no idea.
Though the Philadelphia experiment, I forgot about the Philadelphia experiment. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was also an Apple Tree Jamboree special. Bulgarian folklore. Tell them the reason we did the Bulgarian folklore episode. There was a reason behind this.
I don't remember.
The metrics.
Oh, we were big in like. They don't show us anymore. Like, I don't know why, but it used to show us like where we were big at, like what countries and what demographics we were being watched and listened to more often than others. And I don't know why they don't bother to show us anymore.
I wish they would.
But apparently we were really big in Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Like we had like more watchers in Bulgaria at least 1 month compared to everything else. It was huge. Like a big noticeable difference in double digits versus singles. So we were like, let's do an episode of Bulgarian folklore.
Yeah, we did. We did an episode of Bulgarian folklore.
We did.
I love that episode because that took me out of a comfort zone I didn't know I was in. What has fascinated you since you were young? I'll have to tell him because I don't know what she's talking about. If she says the wrong, we're gonna fist fight because she could have been helped me on this journey and be angry. Let me see here. Linda Snowball, that was a good one. That was the bookshop. Angie Agnani, that was the astrologer one. Mm-hmm. She disappeared. I don't know what happened to her, which is crazy because she had a spot like a mile away, a couple miles away, probably 2 or 3 miles away, and then she just out and left. And then we had Unit 31.
Yeah,
Unit 31 was
that was from somebody that I used to work with up at the up at retail.
Was it what's his face?
Yeah,
yeah.
Because he was interested in that.
Must not hate me that much. Yeah, it's fine. I wish him the best.
People just don't always get along.
Not at all.
That's perfectly fine.
As long as he's happy and has a good life, that's
Sometimes
cool for me.
Sometimes people don't get along. That's cool.
Oh, the Egyptian love affair. Gnosticism went in.
Yeah.
And I got a Gnostic Bible too. I bought a Gnostic Bible. Serpents. Oh, that was the Naga. That was the Naga. The Naga people. Human origin stories. King Solomon, A Fresh Start. That was when we started doing videos. Co-host Q&A. That's when I interviewed you. Yeah. That was that episode when you were here, and I was like, I got a very special guest. It was you. Oh, that was good. This one here was kind of a burnout. Like I expected more from this than I expected us to hit a bigger market, and it didn't work out like that. But I was told why.
Her co-worker person was really enthusiastic about it, so at least we had that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And she was a nice person.
No, it wasn't that she wasn't nice.
Oh yeah,
it was just the fact like I expected more from that. I was like, oh cool, we'll pull her audience in too, and we didn't pull that audience in, and that sucked.
What's that?
That sucked, sometimes. And it does. And I wasn't mad about it, but I was like, damn, I wish we could have pulled that audience. That would have been big for us. And the thing is, guys, we've had 2 occurrences of times when we could have pulled in a bigger audience, and both of them fell flat. And it wasn't our fault on those ends. The end that I was talking about, it wasn't anybody's fault. It just didn't materialize, and that's okay. Those things happen. Things don't always materialize.
Yeah.
But the other 2 things hurt. Because they were with people we thought were gonna elevate us. We thought that elevation was gonna be next level.
Because cooperation was gonna help everybody.
Yeah. And they couldn't see it. They could not see it. They couldn't see it.
And one of those people is gone now. Like,
and you know what? I can let things go. So I will drink to it. But I also would like to drink to I can pour a little bit more in this because
do that.
This is a very special thing for me. Because I've been getting a lot of like past
it's been a week for memories. I mean, now Sunday the week, but last week was all like it was a week of memories and stuff.
To our dear good friend Todd David Anderson, who passed unfortunately, and to Glenn Harrison. We might not have got along, bro, but
I think he was at least passionate about what he was trying to do.
I agree.
He let it go to his head, I think, but other than that, that happens to the best people.
And I got nothing against you, man. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. I hope you and Todd are kicking back and having some drinks. Alfie doesn't know us very well, does he?
He doesn't have to go anywhere.
I do.
This is probably my last one for today, for the most part.
I got chili upstairs.
Yeah, what are you gonna eat?
I'm gonna make walking tacos.
We know what we're doing.
I'm gonna make.
Well, I can't walk with it because it'll spill on the floor.
No, it's what it is. It's a chip bag, and I'm gonna pour chili in it, and you're gonna eat the chips in the bag with the chili in it.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Oh crap!
They're probably cheesy chips, aren't they?
No. Here's the thing. I got the little bags, so I got a variety.
All right.
I was gonna give you chili cheese Fritos, but I can't
because they.
I got Cool Ranch Fritos. Can you do Cool Ranch?
Ranch is made buttermilk.
Damn. I got cheap.
Let me tell you about CrossFit.
Damn it.
CrossFit.
I hate you as a friend. Like, it angers me. Damn it. We'll be on for probably. I would like to go at least 2 hours, like the old shows we used to do.
See, this comes up
Damn.
when I'm doing the podcast on Mondays.
Not so bad.
Because I did that episode on ice cream. And every time I do an episode, I have to mention, and it feels like the CrossFit guy and the vegan guy, I have to mention that lactose intolerant. And people are like, oh, he's good to talk about how he can't eat cheese anymore.
Bees, what fascinated you when you were young? You did not respond to my question. You said it fascinated me since I was young. No response. I did tell him like it was a command because I have to when he's at my house. You know, I had a core memory just reappear. Remember that God tier meatloaf we made on Hamill?
Oh, before I knew?
Yeah. We made a meatloaf with beer cheese in the middle,
stuffed with beer cheese,
and bacon on top. Oh,
it was so delicious. And we had absinthe.
And the best absinthe I've ever had, ever. I wasn't even drunk. We drank the whole bottle. And I wasn't drunk.
Man, I threw up so much.
And we thought it was the chicken from Giant Eagle.
Yeah, because I just bought like some cold. It was already cooked, but it was cold, and I'd eaten that. But it ended up being lactose intolerance plus the alcohol.
You recommended it. The funny thing is, she recommended it and then fell asleep. Then didn't get to catch the show. She was like, "Can you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then she fell asleep. Like she fell asleep.
Betrayal.
I was hurting my feelings.
Betrayal.
She ended up listening to it later. It's fine. Like it wasn't a big deal. But I'm like, I did this episode for you, and then she fell asleep. I was like, how diggity dog dare you?
Yeah, we bring that meatloaf up a lot because it was set out fantastic. That meatloaf was like...
Listen, that meatloaf, that's one of those stories that I tell to people. And like they're like, you've told me this meatloaf 600 times. I'm going to tell you 600 more. Good. It's amazing. It was God.
I came over with the recipe. I was like, this is what we're going to do.
That was WrestleMania too.
Yeah.
So not only do we have good meatloaf, we have good wrestling.
We had good friends.
Yeah, Jay was there.
Jay was here.
Oh, man. Oh. Yeah. James Bryan was a good friend of ours that has some form of cancer, like brain cancer, I think it is.
That affects his ability to
move
and to like really to do anything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
When I saw that, I sent it to him and I was like, damn.
Yeah, bum me out.
Like he's one of those people you don't talk to anymore, right? But you still got love for him even though you don't talk to him anymore. And he was a good guy to us.
Buddy who would come over and we'd watch wrestling together and stuff like
100%. that. I had wrestling parties. Oh, he loved me and him would have full-on conversations, hour-long conversations at work, and then he would come around the corner and we would have more conversations about it. So it was like, like we were really about that. And like I was perusing Facebook and I happened to check on him because a lot of times people get lost in the shuffle. You don't get updated with a lot of people's stuff. So let me check on my man real quick. And it said he was in the hospital. He had a seizure and I'm just like, damn, he can't work anymore. He can't drive a car. So it was like that hit me in a way that, and we put out a donation link that you could donate to him and what he was going through. And that, the Sears years of my life were some of my best years I think I've ever had in my entire life.
I mean, say what you want about the work and the company itself.
You can. Yeah, definitely.
The people that we hung out with there.
Oh, man.
We knew so many, and there were some animosities too, like that guy from down in Hardware that I was friends with, and you guys didn't get along.
Who?
He had the long hair, he had the ear things. What was his name?
We didn't get along?
Yeah, because he was...
Go ahead.
He was...
A different political stance?
And a different religious stance. Like he was very anti whatever.
Oh, is that the dude that blackmailed the FBI?
Yes.
Ah, that's too bad.
He was a good dude, but I mean, you guys didn't get along. That's cool. But I mean, we knew so many people.
Oh yeah.
We just were in so many circles, and that's really.
Oh well,
what
I
you take
mean,
away from that.
you didn't.
We ended up in that boat.
Oh yeah, we ended up on a boat.
Like we just showed up for the graduation.
And listen,
party,
So our good friend Autumn and our good buddy Alec, they got married, right? So we went over to it was like one of Autumn's people's house. Like her sister. It was something weird like that.
Yeah.
And it was all of us there on this boat. We ended up on a boat. And
Everyone
money
else had gone.
And money got stolen while we were gone. And her dad is this big biker dude, like this big dude. And they were like, and people were like, hey, do you think those two guys stole it? And he stepped up for us, and he didn't know us from Jack. He stepped up for us and said it wasn't those two guys. Those two guys were cool. And to this day, I don't know him from Adam now, but I appreciate him because we didn't do any of that. We weren't conniving pieces of trash. But like, and shouts out to Alec and Autumn. They had like a 3-year wedding anniversary. Shouts out to those two. You know, good on you folks. Hope for many more. And yeah, it was crazy. I totally forgot that we were on a boat.
Yeah, I got pictures of it.
We were on a
we
boat
were out on the lakes on
Portage Lakes.
Portage
Lakes on a boat.
I'd never been there before.
They had asked us, like, you want to go on a boat? We're like, yes.
We were the
want to go
last
on
people
boat.
at the graduation party. Like
It
everybody
was
else
a graduation party.
We were going to
that's
leave,
right.
and they were like, "We're going to go out the boat. You want to come?"
Damn, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
So we just went out on the boat.
And meanwhile,
Like
money
we
got
were family
stolen.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, money got
But
stolen.
still,
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of that, it was a great time.
Oh, it was a great. I forgot about that. Remember that basketball?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got invited to that too, and we were kidding. Like me and like, if he was at work, they would always ask him where I was, and if I was at work, they would always ask where he was.
Yeah.
Because we were thick as thieves. I would literally go back to the break room and have him hide or back to the stock room electronics. Like, hey, can you put this aside for me? I'll probably buy it. I would never buy it.
No.
I think I bought maybe like 20%
Maybe
of the things. That's at like a higher estimate guess.
But that's because you would find like deals around the holidays at other places.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
I don't need that no more.
Yeah.
But we'd be the first people to get it. Like we get it first.
Yep.
So you'd be like, I gotta hedge my bets, make sure that we got it.
Yeah. I got Need for Speed Hot Pursuit from there one year, the one for 360. Still got it upstairs. Still got it to this day. I got the run there too. I got Need for Speed the Run there as well. That's crazy. But like that time of my life is probably one of my all-time favorites because we were going to midnight releases for video games. We went to that Assassin's Creed one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even buying that game, but I went with you anyway.
We would hang out every damn day and drink
Oh,
candies and
we would
Rolling
go through
Rocks.
an entire pack, a
No.
24-pack,
A case
a case
of
Rolling Rock,
and shandies.
And then
12 and
go for more.
12s. 12 and 12s.
and then we'd go for more.
And go for more. And grill.
Yeah.
We would grill the most ridiculously. We grilled a banana once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We grilled, and then it started like
Like,
sleeting.
It was like
falling.
God himself did not want us to grill.
It
And
had
we
been
picked
such a
up
nice
this
day
grill
till
with
then.
gloves and we carried it to the front porch
Yeah.
and we grilled on the front porch.
Yeah.
I remember Mike came through that time. The one
right.
time that like Mike comes through, which is like once in like a millennia.
He came through here once.
One time.
Once.
He said he was gonna come through again because he got some windshield wiper blades for me for my car. He's like, yeah, I got him.
He better.
I told him, bro. I go, that's just an excuse for me to get you come over here. So you better bring him over.
He better.
And then went to his father's funeral.
Yeah.
Mike is a good guy. If you ever see Mike on my Facebook, he's a good man. We don't talk no more, and nothing bad. He's just so damn busy. Like he doesn't stop.
He works constantly.
That's all he does. He's a workaholic, man.
I'm so workaholic. And I can't fault him for that.
Did we grill? She grilled a watermelon. Did we grill a watermelon? I don't think we grilled a watermelon. No.
We grilled the banana.
And then
it was awful on its own, but we put it in ice cream.
That's what saved it.
That's what saved it.
Remember the inappropriate?
Yeah, I still got that picture.
We
the
grilled
sausage and what was it? Was it
corn?
Corn.
It was corn.
Yeah.
We put it between two pieces.
Yeah, that still comes up in my Facebook memories every so often.
It does mine too.
Once in a while, I'll make sure I'll post it and be like, well, but
We have grilled damn near everything we get our hands on. Yep. And then we would play rounds of 2K14 for hours. 6-mans, just nonstop, back and forth, back and forth.
One of those
Good
times
times.
in the garage, we were grilling something up and we were waiting for it to cook, and we were playing like with those, what were they, ping pong balls, basically,
Oh my God.
into the air blower.
And that was New Year's. It was cold as heck in the garage.
Oh, it was so cold.
It was so cold.
We had that little heater that didn't do anything. Like I was standing right next to it and it wasn't doing anything. Like, oh, it was so cold.
It was into the leaf blower.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were throwing stuff into the leaf blower.
You had to balance it.
Did anybody get it?
I think we each got it at least once. I feel like we both got a point once.
Damn, that was a good time. I missed that. That was fun. That was fun. But yeah, but getting back to the show, geez Louise, chips, cheddars, and cheese. We totally went off topic like a man, like a bunch of people. If you guys have any questions for us, please ask us. Let us know. Yeah, the Philadelphia experiment was cool because I had known about that for a while, and you had reached out to me and you were like, "Hey, you should talk about this," and you were all nice about it, and I was like, "Okay, we can talk about that." So we ended up talking about it, and there was extra stuff I didn't know.
Yeah,
like I didn't know that it had appeared and then reappeared. I didn't know that they had done the experiment like a week before. And so like doing that was crazy. So yeah, that was a good episode. That was a good episode. The sacred geometry episode that he did not talk, I think, but like a couple sentences.
But that's because that was a passion project. That was something that was just
100%.
Like, hey, and that happens sometimes.
100%. Because I could talk about it all day. Just sit on the floor.
Oh, all right.
Set it right by the yeah, it's fine. Perfect. If you want more, let me know.
No, I'm gonna let it sit for a little.
Yeah, that's been one of my favorites too. Like, there's so many good memories I have of this show and the people we've met and the times that we've had. And I want to continue that for as long as both of us are alive.
Yeah.
I want to continue to make new shows. I want to continue to make, I want people to listen. Because when we were kids, we didn't have this outlet. Nobody would talk about this kind of stuff. This kind of stuff was taboo. You couldn't talk about it. You'd be ostracized. You'd be looked at as the crazy person. And now it's all like everybody can talk about it and do this, that, and the third. And listen, sure, you can go listen to any podcast you want. You can go listen to Night Dreams Talk Radio if you so choose. That's your business. That's not our business.
They do have good guests.
They do have.
Well, except for Storm Daniels. I can't imagine how that one went.
I got to give him credit for pulling her, though.
Yeah.
How?
It's
how
crazy.
did they pull that? I'm not even like, when I saw that, I laughed, but I'm like, damn, that's not a bit. Like, that's numbers.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that right. They could have done that in a way that really made them numbers.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been all over that. Not that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, all over the numbers, like, I'd have been marketing that left and right. Like, yo, we got this, this, and this from this and this and this. I'd have put that out so many places. Man, that was, I think one of our biggest flaws, or not flaws, I think one of our biggest like hits we took was not getting Zachariah Sitchin's niece on the show. And I had been talking to her for months and months and months, and it was close. And then I emailed her again, and then I never got another response back. And listen, I just want to say, if you guys sabotage that for us, that's really shitty, because we could have, and I pardon language, we could have grown this community bigger. Not even just the Uncanny community, the community at large is like people that, you know, are interested in stuff. So if you sabotage that for us, that's terrible. Like I was looking forward to that guest. I had been going back and forth.
That's like my top tier, like that's God tier guest for me. Like,
right, same. Besides Sukalos himself.
I'm still holding out the hope. I'm still holding out.
I'm gonna send a message to her. I'm gonna send a message to her and just shot in the dark and see if she'll come on. Like, I'll be like, hey, it's been a long time. How have you been? I want to ask one final time if you want to be on the show. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, that's okay. It's not a big deal. We get it. Like, I get it. If you don't think we're worthy, or you think this, you're allowed to. That's for, I'm not gonna, be a jerk in that regard. But I was doing that more for you, to be honest with you, because that's your jam. I was like, yo, if I can get this,
Oh,
He would love that. And that made me like, I was excited about that. And then it fell through and I was like, damn it. The other one I really enjoyed, just as far as guests are concerned, where is it? I got to find it real quick. This was really cool. Yes. Erica Buffelli out of the University of Manchester in the UK. I had sent her an email because I'm big into the Shinriko, which were the sarin gas attacks in Tokyo way back in the day. And she was an expert on it. And I was, I had been like reading and researching. And I'm like, I'm just going to send her an email and see if she'll be on the show. And she was on the show.
Yeah.
And that was monumental. To actually have a professor on. And that was one of the few guests, and I don't mean this disrespectfully by any means, that challenged my entire point of view. Because she came.
It was good because I remember I was sitting there, I had to run the boards for you. And you would say something and she'd be like, well, actually, that's not true. How about this? And then boom, back and forth, back and forth,
Yeah.
back and forth. And it was so good because you were both like listening to the other person.
Yeah.
She was correcting some things, but then she was like listening to how you thought about things. And man, it was just such a good, like.
Because she had talked to the actual members and the victims. And I was like, I can't, like, as much reading as I have done on the and everything else, and Shoko Asahara, I am not in the same league as her because she has talked to the members.
Yeah.
She has had firsthand experience, and I'm outside looking in, and she's inside. So I was like, that was one of my favorite interviews because it was a case of iron sharpens iron. I learned a lot from that interview. And it was fantastic. Like I said, like that's one of my all-time favorites because it was somebody of an academic level that was far ahead of what I was doing. Anything that I had done, she was way ahead of that. And I respected that. And we haven't had a lot of those type of people. And this is no slander to any guests as well on the show. I don't think that there's an expert in things like Bigfoots and UFOs and
like
aliens
academic
and stuff like that because a lot of it is conjecture. A lot of it is coming to your own conclusion. So I don't view people that we've had on about aliens and ghosts and things like that as I'm trying to word this correctly because I don't want to slight anybody because I've enjoyed everybody that's been on. It's hard. You can't have an expert in fields that don't have
that are theoretical.
Thank you. You say my keister right there. You can't have guests in experts or experts in things that are theoretical. You can just have people that really have been out in the field and worked. Really and a lot of times, a lot of people in the paranormal community, cryptid community, they will tell you there's no such thing as an expert because we're constantly learning. We're constantly changing our ideas. We're constantly changing how we feel about things. But this was a whole incident and and she was even like, be careful how you say the word cult. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So it challenged the way I thought, and I respected that. And that was cool. And that was one of my favorite interviews because it was from a place of academia, and we don't get a lot of those because academia tends to frown on the stuff that we do. They don't really much care for stuff that we do. And she had to listen to the show, and and that was cool to me. Like there's very few people. I don't think we've had another academic person on the show. I mean, that's a professor. I don't think we've had another professor on the show.
Not at that particular level.
No, not at that level.
No.
So that was cool to me to have somebody on a level to where it was like, wow, there's somebody that was actually talked to the victims, talked to the other members of and I was just it was a good interview. That was one of those, if you don't bring your A game, you're gonna get ate up.
Yeah. And
I was like, I got a little bit corrected, but it was fine because I'm like, let me know. Tell me let me know, because if you're talking to these people firsthand, you have a way better experience than I do just reading a book or reading things online or reading things other people have said.
And she was firm, but she also was like, she wasn't like,
she wasn't a jerk.
She didn't make you feel like you were stupid,
intellectually inferior.
She was like, here, let me tell you how this really is and guide you through it. And that's good. That's great. Understanding is really what we're after.
Yeah.
Honestly, with everything we do, we're for understanding. And that was a great demonstration.
Yeah,
From
100%.
somebody who knew far and away more than we did.
Way more than I did.
But was willing to come down and be like, hey, you know what? Let me fix some things for you.
Yeah.
In a way that's good for you, rather than just being like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because she could have been very stern and been like, oh, well, that's just stupid.
Mm.
And I'd have had to eat that. I'd have had to eat that for the sake of the show.
Yeah.
But she did not.
No.
She came down to that level of like, okay, it's cool that there's somebody that and she was impressed that I knew the stuff that I knew.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people probably know about that in terms of like having researched it. And it probably was like an ADHD thing. I went on a bender of like learning about all of that, what happened to him, what happened to everybody else involved. And he was a blind, like
special helmets and everything.
Yeah. And the tinfoil hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't they have like the mind thing? No. Was that something else? It was. I'm mixing two things together now.
Yes.
See? That's why he did the interview and I did.
That is why I did the interview and this man just ran the boards. That was what's his face.
Yeah.
That was Apple Bottom. I call him Apple Bottom, but it's Apple White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muddled through the brain.
I'll edit it in post. It's not
Pause.
Right. Pause.
Continue.
So yeah, that was a good one. And it was just a very like intellectually challenging conversation. That was good. Another one of my favorites was Peter and Anna Ling, from Argyle Ghosts.
Mm.
That whole thing, and they got a whole ass farm now. Like they got a whole farm, and they sell their goods on Etsy, and like they're good people. Peter is one of my homies, man. Like he reminds me a lot of you. He just be saying some things. If you don't like it, he don't care if you don't like it. He gonna say it.
You don't care if you like us.
And I told him on the show, I was like, man, I appreciate you, man. You say some things that rile the other people, but you do not care, and I respect that. So, but yeah, that was a good one. What was the nothingness episode? I'm looking at 201. What was nothingness?
We talked. I think that was an episode you weren't there for some reason.
Nah, because that's 201. I was there.
Was it?
Yeah. And he's been doing a good job taking care of the show when I'm out of town doing research. He has been exemplary. Is that right? Did I say
exemplary?
That exemplary?
Exemplary.
Is it exemplary? I thought it was exemplary.
So.
Feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I don't mind. But you've stood up and you've knocked it out of the park with every episode that you've done.
Yeah.
So I see you're trying to take my show from me.
No.
What does that remind you guys of? Oh, that's only if somebody's watching.
Let's talk about the paranormal. Let's talk about the uncanny.
Let's talk about the $30,000 banner.
I always mention every so often on my other show how it's the best of the Let's Talk About style shows.
Oh, he will not let it go. He will continually stab. But there's good reason for all this. There's a good reason for all that. So I get it. Just tap it in. Little tappers.
Draw the blood.
Draw it out. What questions do you have? Since nobody's in the comments asking any questions, y'all are watching that question asking.
Well, I'll ask you because we haven't.
Now I'm angry. No, I'm kidding.
We haven't sat down and really talked about it too much.
We haven't really sat down and talked.
What are your plans for the future of the show?
Well, I am the boss, so I'm
That's
glad
right.
that you asked. As an employee that I pay minimum wage to, and by minimum wage, just insulting him left and right.
He bought the alcohol this time. So
I did.
That's fair.
Minimum wage.
It was cheap.
It was cheap because I'm cheap because I'm a boss, right? I get it all good for myself, but I give mine. No, that's not true because I bought Kessler. So
Yeah.
you can't ever.
You splurged on this one. Oh my god!
An extra $3.
Yeah.
Watch out, everybody! Whoa! What is the
Spend
future? Well, first of all, no. Listen, if listen, Alfie or Apple or anybody, you have like just ask any question. You know, you can ask any question you guys want. It's fine. We'll answer it within means. Don't be asking something.
No Rule 34s. We're already done
I
with that part of the
swear,
show.
if one of
It's
you
all
ask
gone.
if we've ever kissed,
It's all done.
It's not going to end well.
Mm.
So don't do that.
Finished.
What are my plans for the show? Well, what I would like to do, honestly, is incorporate that extra show, the Thursday Theologian, in.
Which I think is a great idea. 100%.
Real soon. I'm going to probably get on that after the presentation because I got to put all my effort into that.
Yeah.
But I think, how about a big handshake?
A second big handshake?
I think we do second big handshake.
I don't know. I think the world is going to collapse. Like,
there it is. Look at that. That's a second. It's a hearty handshake. It's a hearty one. There it is. More handshake. There it is. Hearty handshake.
business handshake.
Business
Where you go,
handshake.
they mean business.
Business handshake. I will answer your question in a minute, Beezle Bobble, but let me answer this one first. So what I would like to do is, first of all, I would like to incorporate more branding. He wants a hug. You want a hug?
No.
You want a bro hug?
We'll do this. We'll do this.
All right, and
All
then
right.
lean in. Pat on
that.
the back. There it is.
We'll do that.
There.
That's
it.
all you get.
I swear, if he says something ridiculous, I'm gonna fire him. And he's not even in this country. But I'm gonna invade for oil.
America.
I will call the troops for oil. I'll say there's oil where you live. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to have more cross branding between our shows. I would like to do more like streaming games and doing the show. Not doing the show, but like having more like historical stuff in play. I would love to do more incorporating myself into the Spirits Club.
Mm-hmm. Because that was the original intent of that too. Yeah. It was something that got away from us and we had to continue it. I didn't want to let it fall by the wayside. So I ended up taking it on.
Incorporate more handshake. If you subscribe to the Patreon, we will hug if you subscribe to the Patreon. I can
no further.
No further.
Don't.
No tug jobs.
No.
Pinning it. I would like to incorporate more of us working towards the same goal and caring more about the show, because there have been shows and we've been absolutely lazy.
Yeah.
There's been shows that I cut short because I just was not feeling it. You know, I wasn't feeling it. There was a whole block of time where I was in such a deep depressive state. And you can ask him. When I was in such a deep depressive state, I didn't want to do the show. I was going through some extracurricular shit that most people
one of those
don't
things
understand.
Where I understood it, but I didn't want to say much because, you can't push somebody when they're in a bad state of mind.
Right.
You can't, you can only talk to somebody. You can't come in and be like, hey, you got to step it up. You got to do your work. You got to do the whatever. I'm not going to do that to a person. And
I wouldn't do that to him. If I got a problem, I take it to him. Like we've always been able to take it to each other and be like, hey, you're not pulling your end of the thing, but I love you. What's going on, man? Like, do you need something? Do you need me to do anything? I can do the show by myself if need be. And there was a time when I was going through it. Like I was going through it. And
I half expected you to actually be like, yeah, I'm kind of done with the show now. I didn't know for sure. Like it wasn't 100%, but I was kind of like, I was waiting just to see if that's where you were at.
No, because the show saved my life a little bit. There's a couple of things that really saved my life. Apple being one of those, the show being another, and my son being the third both the first aspect of all of that, obviously. But the show gave me purpose. Like there was times I was like, man, I don't do this no more. It's not getting the followers that we want. It's not getting the people. And I'm looking at other people, and I'm looking at people who stole our ideas, who stole what I had put out. And listen, there was somebody big that we mentioned that we shouted out that stole an idea from us. I won't put them out there on blast like that because I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that person.
It's painful, but you know what? Whatever. All's fair.
Yeah, all's fair. But now we're competition. And now, like, you don't get the same love from us that we gave you once before, because I know how this works now. I'm not a fool, so you're not going to trick me twice. But I think, like, if this would have been a show I was doing by myself, then yeah, I probably would have at some point called it quits. But because of him, this is like one of my best friends. Like, yeah, we're gonna keep going, because he was always there to be like, yo, let's keep going, let's keep doing it. Go ahead and take a rest this week, but you better be back next week.
And it's funny because I tried to do that with our previous network. Remember?
Yeah.
I was like, that person needed a break. They were like, hey, everything's overwhelming. I got this stuff going on in my personal life. And I was like, hey, me and these other people will take over for a while. It'll still be here when you get back. But that wasn't good enough for them. But that's what you do. You don't just like, okay, fine, we'll just shut everything down. You keep on going. You keep a foundation.
Yeah.
So if somebody needs to take a break, because mental health is a thing.
Yeah.
People got things going on. I got things going on right now that's like,
I think especially for us, yeah, 100%. I think the snack idea, I think me and you, Apple, should still do the snack idea, but I think we can still do the snack idea too. I think we all can do the snack idea. I would love to see you, me, Apple, Scruffy, and his woman all do like a show like once a month where we all just do like a roundtable discussion. I think that would be mad legit. I think that like having different opinions on things, respectfully, of course, nobody's screaming and calling people this, that, and the third, because like I said, like with me and you, our opinions differ. Me and Apple, our opinions differ on things that we do not agree on the same things. But I appreciate that, because it's iron sharpens iron. And like, if you're going to be around me, I need you to be iron. I need you to be like, well, why don't you think about it like this? Because I'm a hard-headed dude. Like I will admit you to the face, I'm a stubborn human being. Anybody that knows me, I'm stubborn. I will dig my heels in the sand. Yeah, he knows. I will dig my heels in the sand, and I'm not giving up an inch. So, it's a respect thing. You come here respectfully and like, listen, man, like chill out for a second, think about it like this. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. So I think the snack thing, and like I said, Apple, I want to incorporate you into this. I want to pull you into it. I want to gain. I want everybody to eat, because that was my goal. That was my goal and intent with the Glenn Harrison thing.
Yeah.
My goal was everybody eats. Everybody eats. We all have this big table. I tried my you-know-what off, and I went through some trials and tribulations with that whole ass thing.
We definitely tried hard.
That was a whole thing with a bunch of people, and it was just trash. It was awful. It was awful. And there was a couple people on there that really burned me. And I could say names. Because
that ended up being about status. That ended up being about people preserving a position that was really like, you're a moderator of a Facebook group. Why is that a status point? It's just something you do.
It was that, and it was the other thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, time. And I tried to incorporate everybody. I was like, we all could do this together, and we could eat, and nobody wanted to hear it. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'll build my own network, and we'll eat together then. And don't none of you come around for the table scraps, because there ain't gonna be none. We eating all of it. We eating all together. I do know how to do split box chats. We've learned how to do that. That's easy. That's an easy aspect. And thank you, Apple. It means a lot, and your support has meant a lot over the years. Like I said, I appreciate you. Like you've really been there. Like when the times got hard. That Halloween episode was legit. The Christmas episodes were legit.
We had Todd on for a couple of those.
Oh man.
We had Todd on for at least.
His stuff keeps coming up in my feed, in my memories.
Yep. And
that shit hurts my soul. Like I wish he would have talked to one of us. I wish he just would have reached out to one of us and been like, "Hey, I'm going through it. What do y'all got?" But he didn't want. He was the type that didn't want to bother nobody. Yeah. And that sucks. That sucked. Like he really should have reached out to us, and I'm not blaming him for it. Mm-hmm. We all go through the trials and tribulations we go through. Hell, I've been there. I've been where he's been. Like, yo, like I'm ready just to go. Holla at me. But and that's the thing. Like I miss him. He'd have been here tonight. He'd have been here tonight for this. He'd have been for every episode. He'd have been there, and we had him on. And go Tigers, right? Go Tigers. Always go Tigers with that dude. Tigers. So okay,
Roll Tide.
he hated Alabama.
I know.
He hated them.
100%.
He would 100% like.
Ooh.
So like, there's a person in my neighborhood that's from Alabama, and they have like an Alabama Razorbacks flag up. I'm like, bro, if my boy Tyler was here, he could actually die, bro. You better chill out. You better chill out. My least favorite episode. What's yours? Because I got one, but I want to analyze all the other ones first.
It's tough. Because most of the time I'm into what you got coming up. Because usually you pick the episodes.
Right.
That's usually how it works. And occasionally I'll come with something like, let's talk about this. But most of the time I'm into it. There's only been a couple times where I'm just kind of like, not feeling it.
And what were those?
And I'm trying to think because they don't stand out as much. Because since they weren't as interesting to me, I don't keep them in my memory so much.
Oh, I respect that.
And nothing's really coming to mind. I know there is one.
The Trish Walther episode is one of my least favorite, not because of Trish, but because nothing went right for a solid hour.
Ooh, yeah.
For a solid
we had
hour.
Tech problems that just like
she couldn't figure it out on her end. We couldn't figure it out on our end. And she was when she finally got on, she was amazing. It was an amazing conversation.
Was that still during the Hangouts days?
No.
Was that
the Hangouts days were the first 10 episodes? We never had a guest for the first 10 episodes.
So what did we use? The Discord. We used the Discord.
Oh yeah,
because we went from Hangouts straight to Discord.
Yeah. Yep. And it wouldn't work for. And she had to go to a bunch of different computers before it worked, and her voice wasn't loud enough. As technical issues go, that's my least favorite episode. She's amazing. She restores tombstones, which is fantastic. Yeah. And it was a great. Once we got her on, everybody was gone. We were an hour in before she even got in, and she apologized, and she was an amazing guest. Fault, and I was like, "It's not your fault. It's the technology. The technology sucked." That's one of my least favorite, and the one that I just stopped. I was like, I'm gonna end the show. I forget which one that was. I ended like after 45 minutes. I was like, I'm done. I'm ready. I'm done. I'm calling it. I don't want to do this anymore. That episode too, because that wasn't my best. And if I don't give my best, what the hell am I doing? I really just don't think that that was that. So like to answer your question, Beazles, it was definitely that Trish Walther episode for technological reasons. And it wasn't because of her. She was an amazing guest. It was because it didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work. That was my one thing I hated about Discord was the fact that we had to jump through so many hoops to get to it. Like that's the one thing I'm so glad about.
Eventually it got good. Eventually it got relatively easy to use.
Once we started getting on the Crumbs guests, it synced perfectly.
What's funny now is it won't load right on my laptop anymore.
I wonder why.
They made updates on it, and it won't load right. And it doesn't load right on anything else because it's designed for a PC. It's not designed for mobile.
And I'm with you on this, Apple. If you want to do it this year, I think we should. I think we should do a Halloween episode. Trick or Treat is going to be the 26th. So I feel like maybe we should do a Halloween episode, get everybody in. I know Apple would do it. If she can get her sister to join it, that'd be cool. If Wes wants to join in, he can join in. Let's see if we can get Les. I'll see if I can get Lee.
You can have up to 10 people in Streamyard.
We should 100% do that. Let's do that.
You can have up to 10 people stream at once.
Let's do that. I think we should do a Halloween and a Christmas chat. Because the one year that Christmas chat was fire. Lee Dickey was in it. And I love Lee. Like, that's another one of my, listen, that dude has a voice like an angel. Like, his voice is so built for radio. I've never heard anybody that has a voice built for radio like this dude does. He had the Beats and Speaks podcast. And a testament to him. He had me on. We talked about Star Wars. He was like, yo, what do you know about Star Wars? And I was like, oh, what do I know? You want to talk about Darth Bane for about 2 hours? Good guy out of Ontario, Canada. Good dude. He works 3 freaking jobs. And he has a disability. And he works 3 jobs. He works 3 heckin' jobs. And he's always working. And I got a lot of love for that dude. So Lee, if you're watching, I love you, brother. He just posted about his father's passing like a while ago. And so, man, Yeah, Alfie, we talked about Star. Listen, we're Star Wars heads. Me and
Old school.
old school.
Old
Yeah,
school.
yeah. I'm a big Darth Bane fan. Anything from the Old Republic is like my jam, my jamboree. Uncomfortable laughing. So yeah. So that's my least favorite episode. Is that one only because of technical difficulties, and the one that I did and I can't remember it. Is he still in the Twitch world? Who still in the Twitch world? I need to figure out who she's talking about because she's talking about Lee. He was never in the Twitch world. He was only in. He just joined Twitch actually, like not too long ago, like maybe like 2 months ago, because he just followed me recently. But yeah, man, Lee is my dude. He's a good dude. I always show love to that dude every chance I get because he was good. He's been on a couple of our shows. He was on a show by himself, and then he was on our Christmas show. That show with Todd David Anderson, was that a Christmas show or a Halloween show?
I think it was Christmas.
Because he wasn't a big Christmas fan.
Yeah.
And yeah, we gave him the family. I just wish he would have came to us. I wish he would have came to us before. And if any of you are having suicidal thoughts or thinking of doing so, reach out to somebody. You can reach out to us. You can reach out to us right now. I will literally stop the show and help whoever reaches out to me or reaches out to my co-host. We don't want to lose somebody else. And I don't mean to put Todd's business out there, but we lost him to suicide, and it broke all of us. It's not just me and him, by the way. Alyssa, who we had on as well, and Jen and some other people. We were really affected by this, and it sucks. So if you guys are wrestling with suicide, which all of us have wrestled with at one point or another, I'll be the first to tell you I've thought about it a lot. You know, you go through a lot of stuff and you do a lot of things and you disappoint people and you don't make people happy like you thought you did. And, you know, you just be like, yo, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I don't want to be here anymore. But luckily we have a good support network. And so if any of you are wrestling with those thoughts, by all means, reach out to me or reach out to him. And if you don't want to reach out to anybody, hit the gym like that, hit the gym, hit the weights, hit the exercise is good for you. It'll make you feel better. So like I said, and I don't mean this to be like a I don't know what you would call it, but I just want to say that, put that out there. If you guys need help, reach out. We're a community, and we're only as good as the help we can give. So reach out if you need help. Lee just started being on Twitch. Actually, he's not on Twitch. He was on. Man, where was his podcast at? I forget where his podcast was on. And he doesn't really do it anymore. I asked him, so what's up? He's like, I really don't do it. I'm like, bring that back. But you working 3 jobs, bro. Sorry. Don't let me stand in the way of you getting money. You over here getting money. You over there making me look stupid. I'm like, bro, stop. I have 1 job. Leave me alone. Why are you trying to call me out on my own podcast? But yeah, that's my guy. I got a lot of love for him. So yeah, that episode with Trish Walther is one of my least favorites, and it was a technical mess from beginning to end. If we're talking regular topic shows, any of the first 10 episodes, Hangouts sucked.
Yeah,
Hangouts was awful.
It was the best at the time compared to what else was out there. Like Skype was not good.
Skype was good before then. Then it turned trash when Microsoft bought it. Yeah.
And then something else we were going to use that wasn't going to work out. I don't remember.
So I brought it to him like, let's use Discord. We got to get away from Google Hangouts. Yeah. Hangouts robbed.
And even then, we didn't pick it up right off the bat. I went to it later, and I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about Discord." And you were like, "I told you about Discord like months ago."
I did.
And I was like, "Well, whatever." So we finally got into it.
Well, whatever.
Because that's usually how things go.
Whatever. That is how things go. Because you think I'm hard-headed? You think I am stubborn and hard-headed? Come on now. Yeah, like that.
So, but we did get into that, and once we figured that out, because I'm a techie guy who doesn't like tech,
and I'm a tech guy who loves tech. So there you go.
I had to learn it, and once I learned it, it was easy. I just didn't want to. But once I did, we were good. Everything's fine. And now we've not even used that anymore.
Everything's fine down here. We're fine down here. So yeah. Yes, sir. What are some of your favorite memories from the show? What are some of your best memories from the show itself? The show,
meeting
show.
people.
not Spirits Club, not
Like meeting the
Streams. What was like
people.
your favorite stuff?
It wasn't necessarily
What is your
even like
favorite?
tell me.
Like, what's your favorite stuff?
Listen.
What's your favorite? Like, if you had like pick like one thing, you're like, that's my favorite. What would it be?
People.
What's your favorite?
The joke. It's a good joke. It's a good joke. But yeah, like all the different
Same.
people that we've met.
Same.
Like we've met so many people, and we have talked about a lot of good topics just between the two of us. But getting that third person, getting that extra bit of perspective and those jokes, and just like hanging out with a person that knows that they're just going to be able to chill out and talk about the topic without a lot of pressure. Because unlike some other shows, we're not like an interview show where like this is our set of questions. You have to answer this set of questions.
And it reminds me of one of my other favorite episodes with Elizabeth Wittenberry, where we like in the show itself, we talked about rolling up a cassette tape with a pencil.
Yeah.
Because that's the stuff you did as a child. But it was like, whenever I tell guests, I'm like, this is your show. Like it could go from here to here. We don't have a number of questions we're finna ask you. You talk about what you want to talk about. If it goes this way, it goes this way. Like I don't want anybody to ever think that that it has to be what it is. And that's probably my favorite thing is I have met some amazing human beings that I would have never met outside of the realm that I'm in.
And that's what it is. Like the
really
type of people that we just randomly were like, hey, I saw you were in something, or I heard you had an interview, or I read your book. You want to be on the show? Oh my gosh. Like so many people.
Wow. The what was his name? Ray Anunnaki Awakening. Oh shoot. I have the book upstairs and he signed it and everything. He knew Cat Hobson. Oh, I gotta find this. I've already uploaded. It was an old one. Ray Davis. Ray Davis. I need to ask Cat Hobson if his other book came out because he sent me a copy of his first book and it was really good. But like meeting different people, like some people that I have met have changed my life entirely. Like have rerouted the course that my life will take because of this show. Like I can't be more blessed in the life that I have now than I've ever been in my entire life. Does the show still make me mad? Yes, 100%. Do I feel like we should be bigger than we are? 100%. Yes, I think we deserve the best. And I'll tell you why, because we do things other shows do not. But I think other shows hate us because we don't stick to the formula of number one, bullet points. Number two, bullet points. Number three, bullet points. We just go, hey, you want to talk about this? Talk about what you love. You want to talk about the project you're working on? You want to talk about other things? Talk about other things. Like we had, what was his name? He was in the Crumbs.
Anton?
Not Anton. Italian dude.
Oh yeah, because he was the guy that they didn't like. They were gonna do it, but they didn't.
Yeah, he
ended up being in Demon Fighter.
Yeah, that was Noah Frank. That was my dude.
That was a great guy.
Oh, fantastic dude.
Oh man, that was a fun interview.
Noah Frank reminded me of people I know.
Yeah.
That I hang out with.
Yep.
So that was cool. So like, and he's doing really well in what he's doing, and that made my soul happy. I love seeing my people win. There's nothing more I love than seeing people that have been on our show win. Even if that is you, Creech Bomb and Blanderson. You know, stop dissing us and show us some love, and we can all build together and make we can do an Uncanny Earth Cross Night Dreams episode. I'm down for it. Stop hating on us.
The Uncanny Dreams episode.
The Uncanny Dreams, bruh. Like, listen, we know you're gonna watch, we know you're gonna listen. Shoot us a line. Let's all meet. Let's all hang out, bro. Like, it don't have to be that. We can all get this together. That's the thing I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, we don't have to do this alone. Mm-hmm. We could all benefit together. And you guys have an actual radio station. I can't hate that. So
I'll make my jokes, but I still got respect.
I got respect too. Like Breach Bomb was on the show. Like, you know, and that was a good episode. He
was.
has been through some crazy things.
He had a lot to say.
He
and
did.
He went to Point Pleasant recently for Mothman Festival.
Yeah, he did. He also did Gretchen Fest.
Yeah, he hung out with all these different people, got pictures and stuff. I'm kind of like, why can't we just like meet?
My people know you too, man. My people know you. So come, just listen, bro. Put it down. Put the axe down. Come give us a hug. Come hang out. Come be uncanny with us, bro. Because guess what, bro? You're going to love us. You're going to love us. You act like you're not going to love us. You wouldn't talk about us all the time if you ain't love us. Come on now.
Have your cigars. We'll have our bourbon.
Come on now. Come on. Come on now. Stop goofing off and come give us love. We'll give it right back because that's what we do. I'm not here to hate on people. I'm not here to be a disrespectful prick. So I ask you, because we're in the closing moments of the 250th episode, what would you like to see going forward? As my employee, right? As the guy I don't pay anything.
Paycheck.
Yep.
Bigger than zero? How about $2? Okay.
How about $1 a year?
I'll do that for $1. I want to get back to. It's difficult because everybody's doing so many different things anymore.
Do you take an IUD? Wait,
that's something.
You take an IOU.
That's something completely different. Hey, I don't think that's exactly possible with my physiology, but I want to get back into some of those guest shows that we had. Where it's just like sitting around, the three of us just chatting about stuff that they find interesting. I know that joke's gonna stick with you now.
Yeah, whatever. But, that's what I use. I'm done. Don't stop. Stop. Tap it in. Just tap it in.
So, yeah, I'd like to bring back a lot of our old guests too.
We'll reach out to them.
I know Night Dreams likes to say, "Oh, we don't have the same guests," because the other shows always have the same guests on. Probably because we have had some people on more than once.
Yeah, because they love being on the show.
It's a good relationship. Yeah, and I would love to have some of these people back on again, like with George.
Yeah,
and some of the other folks.
Why don't you just reach out to them? Reach out to them.
I probably will.
This show is just as much yours as it is mine. Reach out. I would love to, just to piggyback off of what you said, I would love to have some religious people in the community on the show because we have not had that. I would love to have like an imam on. I would love to have a clergyman on from the Catholic religion, Baptist, all that. And I might have to put that on my own show, but like I would love to have that at least like a couple on our show to have that conversation because I think that's important. And I'm not going to say what I'd love to do. I'm not going to say that because I think people would take that idea. So I'm not going to put that out there. If you know me, you know the idea I have. I'm not going to, because I think people would steal that. That's too good of an idea to steal. I want more guests on the show too. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to have I want to bring back our Halloween and I want to bring back our Christmas episodes. I want to bring guests on at that time, talk about their favorite Christmases, their favorite Halloweens, their favorite candies, their favorite presents, their favorite hot chocolates, their favorite chocolates, that kind of stuff. That's what I want. I want that. So
we'll start a world war. It'll be like white chocolate versus milk chocolate versus dark chocolate.
Nice job, racist. I already started through the first shot.
Yeah.
White chocolate's trash. It's not even real chocolate.
I can't have most of it. I can only really have dark chocolate.
Alfie, we'll have you on. You keep messing around. We'll have you. He's from Germany. Hey.
Have we had somebody from Germany on the show?
No, we can have him on.
Because we used to have, on the old network, I don't want to give them a lot of props because she's restarting soon. And I'm sure it's not going to be very good.
What pissed me off about that old network is when you that time you told me about the guy that just he didn't want to do it and she forced him to do it. And after that point, I was like, "Oh, you're trash. Yeah. You're a trash person."
But one of the benefits before that went downhill was we did have people from across the world.
You did.
People from Italy.
Yeah.
We had people from Germany. We had people from all over. We had people from the Middle East who had a band. And their visa got blocked here in the United States.
Did you ask them about Iran?
Nah, this was before that time.
Damn it.
But it was interesting, and I'd like to get people worldwide on the show for sure.
There it is.
I know the time difference is a thing, so it's difficult to quite coordinate, but I'm sure we can do it.
There we go. We can just do one of these. And the show, just take dad naps with our hands folded. You kids getting bad.
See, this is how I always knew my dad was kind of serious about something when he had his glasses. He would put his glass down and he would look over the top.
Oh, yeah? My dad didn't wear glasses. You know how I knew my dad was serious? When he used to beat my ass. My dad is a good dude. He knows my father. My dad's a good dude.
Let me tell you about
Let me
this.
tell you about this. I will not give him his own show. I will not.
That's what the show would be called.
Listen. It'd probably blow up too. Like it'd probably blow up huge, and we'd be.
Yeah, we'd be riding his coattails for the end of time.
Hey, all right. I'm tired of being broke. Let's go. Make sure you follow our channels, www.youtube.com/@thisuncanny_earth. I will be posting more of the old shows on there. I wish you guys knew what a pain in the what it is to do that. I gotta go through the whole process. That's me giving excuses. So I'm sorry, no excuses.
It is a lot of formatting.
I'm
not gonna make light of it. It is a lot to do.
Next week I'm not here. I am not here. This man will be talking about whatever I tell him to. Yeah. I'm the boss. He doesn't do what I say. He's fired, and he's been fired from more than one radio show. It still hurts my soul that the ambient stuff got canceled. I still wish you would give me the other files from that, but you won't because you're a cheap ass. I employ you and give you a good career, and you don't do anything for me. You know, I buy the liquor, and this is the great you show. But you know what? That's something I would love to see. I would love to see you get back into doing music again.
And people have asked me about that too. Like I've had several people say you should do a music show again. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I felt so burned out from it.
Alfie,
but I know that's what
Alfie,
like.
Let me tell you something. You got to get big arms to fire me, man. You got to get some big arms to fire me because you can't.
Burns.
Big arms, burns. Because to be honest, man, your arms too short to box with God. So there you go. There you go. And I am God in the flesh.
I don't know where to go from there.
I don't know. I'm not God in the flesh. Sorry. But yeah, I would love to see more of that. I would love to see you do another ambient thing like that. Like that was my favorite thing that you've done. I like that better than the Dirty Rotten Weekend. I thought that ambient joint was my shit. That was my jam. Like that was literally, but I really do love that. Like I was on one of them episodes.
Yeah.
And we did the joints, and I put my man's music out there. I put my music out there. That was hard. I missed that. Yep. Oh, he'll use fire. Please, this is Ohio. I'll sit around and warm my hands. I'll warm my hands cold.
It's getting towards winter pretty soon.
Come on, hurry up. You'll save money on my heating bill. That heating bill is atrocious. And thank you, Beebs, for the 250th happy episode. Like you've been instrumental in helping me get this far. So I wouldn't be here without you. And you and my son and our community. So thank you all. You've given me like second life in this piece. So I appreciate it. And I'm flexing hard now, brother. No, I'm kidding. I have been flexing the whole show though, because I'm proud of myself and all the work I put in at the gym. So hate me if you want to. Sure. He's got a stain right there. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. It's right there.
That's where
right
I'm
there.
at.
It's right there.
He's got gains. I've got stains.
That was good. Gains and stains. That should be our food show.
Oh,
I've got gains and he's got stains.
That's the show.
Oh,
that's it.
Oh, that's it. It's a wrap.
Sell it. Don't ship it.
Gains and stains.
Don't ship it.
Gains and stains. And no, I want to say something else too, real quick. I don't want to see any uncanny fanfics involving us together. So don't do that.
I said don't ship it.
If you do, send it to my inbox.
It's time to hit that old dusty trail.
Oh, is it? Wait, am I hitting Dusty Trails?
Is that her name?
No, that's disrespectful. You're Dusty Trails. Yeah, you're the Dusty Trail.
No.
I'm kidding. We're goofing. And that's what we do best. Too late.
Too bad.
Too bad. Mustache on or off? Off, please.
Too bad.
And before we go, is there anything you guys would like to see? Like, what recommendations? Gonna call it Gains and Stains fanfic. You know the stains.
That's
stains.
gross.
Yes.
That's
yes.
disgusting. You should all feel ashamed.
She's gonna write this fanfic and send it to me.
Shame.
I can't believe, and I'm gonna have to read this. That's the problem. She's gonna write this fanfic, and I'm gonna have to read it.
That's what you signed up for.
I mean, it's not the worst thing I've. Is there any recommendations that you guys have for us for future episodes? Because I feel like if we're doing this for the community and you guys have supported us, you guys also have a right to sort of say, hey, I would like, what would you guys like to see, or what would you guys like to see changed in future episodes? Let's see if that bakes their noodles. Like in that Matrix movie that you absolutely don't like, which is stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Your opinion's stupid. The first Matrix is amazing.
Stupid.
The first Matrix is amazing. You're stupid. This is what caused us to fight.
Debbie. That's stupid.
Don't you call the other Debbie Debbie? That's stupid. Everybody knows she's Debbie. It's just a nickname, like Dr. Dre. Eastside.
We gotta finish up. We're gonna get into some bad territory soon.
We're gonna get
some jokes.
Like YouTube's gonna be like, "Hey, we're gonna blackmail you." Like they literally gave me a copyright strike because of you.
And it wasn't anything bad.
It was not bad though.
It was fact.
What would you guys like to see for future episodes? Let us know. Right now. Oh, we're freezing now. We're gonna be back there. We're probably gonna do a little bit of streaming. I think a little bit of streaming. We'll stream something.
A little bit before we split up.
Oh.
Oh man.
We're gonna make like a banana and split.
Didn't you know this was the last episode ever? We're all done forever? Just kidding.
Never. I'll keep going without you.
And that's why I stick around, because I just can't let you do that.
It's because you can't quit me. Still think the multi-guest platform was a good idea. Me aside, like having a good rotation of people in and out would be good. You guys ever heard talked about the hill in Bosnia that looks like a pyramid? Ooh, we have not. No, we have not brought it up.
Not in a serious way, no.
Not a serious satellite way.
Because didn't they actually try to, recently, within the last 5-10 years, they tried to do something with it?
We still haven't talked about the pyramids in China, too, that they covered up with
fake hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, they poured dirt and stuff on to make sure that they didn't look like pyramids.
So you couldn't see it from space.
Hidden pyramids. There we go.
That's you next week.
I'll just by myself next week.
Yeah, because that's a good one.
All right.
I need to see if you can shine, because I'm gonna fire your ass if you don't do good next week.
You just shine some stuff up.
Because I'll be watching.
And
don't show up on the show with a stain on your shirt. Gains and Stains, the erotic fanfic. Yeah, no, she said it. I didn't say it. I'm not happy, but you think I'm happy about it? I'm angry about it.
That's what you signed up for.
Send it to me. Oh, that's a good idea. We need to do a game show episode. Yeah. Yes.
Like a quiz show?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Jeopardy style quiz show or something else?
If we can get one of those things that spins and write question or write something on it, and they spin it, and then we ask a question from whatever that lands on. I think I have one. Oi, I want 50% of the money you made because it was my idea. You ain't getting shit. We don't get nothing. You don't get nothing. So you'll get half of nothing. Because our nothing comes before your nothing. This guy shows up and wants money.
I want money.
Hold on a second.
I think I'm going to get some money.
Hello, government? Yes. Alfie has oil at his house. Okay. Yep.
It's our nothing, and we need it now.
877 cash now.
877
877 cash now. Facts. Facts. Every trophy you can mail out, then whenever someone wins, they got to send the trophy. That's the problem, though, because we don't know if they would send it. But I would buy a bunch of little plastic trophies just to send them out.
Yeah.
She's our business manager. There we go. She can manage the business. I give her the business. Anyways, that was great suggestions. We're gonna definitely apply those. That game show thing's a good idea, though. That's a really solid idea. I would like to have some themed episodes too, where we dress up, like even if it's just like something stupid, goofy, like we wear like a fake, like we wear a tie and that's it.
You remember when I was going to do that professor whatever for the Uncanny Spirits Club, talking about like certain spirits distilling process?
Yeah, why didn't you do that? Yeah, you should have.
Because I didn't have that stuff. I just didn't have that stuff, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah, look, he's scared now. He's like, I don't have oil. Call back your government. I'm sorry. Their number changed. New number. Who dis? I can't. Look, watch. Look.
New country. Who dis?
That could go so many
United
levels.
States don't care.
Yeah, who new country? Who oil this? It's ours now.
United States don't care.
Definitely has oil. Yep. There we go. It's a rip. It's a rip. Thank you for the things. I would love to do a game show. I did not think all the years we've done this show, we have not thought about a game show.
Because we could make game show music.
Yes. Listen, I could go to like a thrift store and buy a cheap suit coat.
One of those weird like plaid things. It's like 12 different colors
with flowers on it and stuff. Yes.
Like that guy who used to sell that like financial information on the TV with the polka dots and stuff.
No, it was the question marks.
Yeah.
It was Lasky. It was like something Lasky. I downloaded that ebook because I'm not paying for shit. Yeah, that game show is a good idea. It's a
We don't
solid
have a
idea.
guest every so often.
We should
Bring on a guest and be like, hey, you're our guest on.
This is your last time on this uncanny earth.
This is Uncanny. Super simple.
Entertainment trivia would be good too, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, yeah, make sure you write that fanfic, Gains and Stains. Please do.
Please do.
I'll read it. I'll read it. Read the heck out of it. Because I love getting gains. And that man loves getting stains. But it's food stains.
It is.
It's not stains you guys think.
It probably is food stains.
Because I love getting the gains, brother. I'm sorry.
Just like the stains on your carpet from the food tacos.
You're a son of a bee. Listen, Alfie, we mess with the government all the time. You're fine. Well, I don't know. He's fine. We can because we live here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. So we'll put in a good word for you, I promise. Yeah, we could do teams. Tag team, back again. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop. And Glacier. Yeah. That's a good idea. I like it. We're going to do it. I like it a lot.
I'm going to be absent that episode.
Only if you read it on air after hours. I would 100% read it on air.
I'm going to be absent that episode.
Because it's not going to be anything bad. It's just going to be about how I've been working out all day and how you've been getting stains on your shirt all day. That's all it's going to be about. What else do you think it would be about? It's not going
I'm
to be.
giving her the hard stare.
You just say the hard R? Wow. Wow.
Hard stare?
Oh, wait.
Keem has to show me. Tell me about that.
I don't want to get the show blocked again because you're. No,
stop.
stop. You got me a strike. No more me a strike, dude.
I didn't even say anything bad. They thought it was bad, but it wasn't.
Yes, you will get. Oh, well, I mean, Apple knows how to draw. Oh.
I quit.
I'm done.
Quit.
That's it.
I'm out. I'm done.
Let's go. Get the hell out of here.
Just,
Nope.
Yeah.
It's your show now.
See you later. No.
Turn the lights off. Thank God that's over. We don't have to do that show anymore.
Oh, hey, we're still on.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, they all left though, so it doesn't really matter. Let's make a comment and let's make a comic and sell it.
I think we're done.
Yeah.
We're done here.
Yeah, I think we're done.
I think all of you were done.
I think all of you are fired. Out of a cannon into the sun. Peace. Anyways, I want to thank all of you for stopping by today. It was one of the best 250 episodes we could all have had. Like I said, yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Yeah. Well, look who's back. It's my show. I'm the boss,
Back
baby.
again.
Don't do that. His music is garbage.
The music is okay.
No,
just
it's not.
Reynolds.
It's not. It's garbage.
You just,
You're fired. That's your employee.
Ivan Reynolds.
Podcast. I don't like this. This episode has been a mess. This is my least favorite episode ever.
This is the new least favorite.
This is the new least favorite. I want to thank all of you for stopping by. Thank you so much. Once again, we would not be here if it wasn't for all of you. We would not have the laughs. We would not have the love. We would not have everything we have been through in our entire life up to this point if it wasn't for you guys, because you guys make us miserable. So that being said, make sure you join us next week. My man will be here for episode 251, doing undiscovered pyramids. I think that's a really good idea. I think that's a good topic. I think you can definitely get into the pyramids in China. This Bosnia thing that I did not know about.
The
So that's
underwater
brand
ones
new.
that people still don't
In
know
Japan,
whether they are or not.
yeah, in Japan,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
They found statues, didn't they?
You know the Bermuda Triangle isn't
Bernini.
active anymore.
Like because people haven't been lost so much anymore. And
Nobody
you can say
gets lost
it's
in
new
it.
technology, or who knows?
Or maybe it's just dissipated. Maybe the magnetic forces have changed over the earth.
Maybe it's moved to India and that ocean. It's like rabbinic.
No, or maybe it's just the fact that like our magnetic shifts have changed, so that's not a factor anymore.
Could be.
Thank you, bees. I appreciate you. I love you. You guys are all awesome. You guys are fantastic. We appreciate you. You guys, and he just said it just moved, so maybe that's what it is. But I think it's more of like that magnetic aspect has either dissipated because we do have new technology that circumvents that, or it's just not as powerful as it used to be. That's a problem. But thank you. Seriously, thank you guys. We would not be here without each and every one of you. I would do the show with nobody watching, but I want to shout out Apple because she was one of the first people on my Twitch that was watching, like, you know, and she also watched the show a lot. I want to shout out my man right here, my boy, my homie, my blood, my fam, my brother. Without him, it's really without him. Without him, I would not have been able to do this. So I thank you, man. I thank you for this. I love you, brother. You're a brother of mine. Like, you will always be my brother. I love you. I love all of you. I have a special love for Apple. But all of you, thank you so much. We've worked really hard for 250 episodes. We have been through all kinds of things. We have been through disappointments, elations, disappointments, and elations. And we're going to keep going because I really see that this could be something that is profitable in the future. I feel like this is something that once it gets discovered, like truly, it's going to blow up. And I really see promise in what we do every day. And I think we just need to put more effort, myself included. I will never do anything that I will not involve myself in. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for the happy 250th Apple. Thank you, Alfie. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Sound Zeus. Everybody that showed up just to show me love. Do we have a name for the guy on the left? Is that me?
They don't know me.
This is Spider. That's Spider.
He might not know because he's from Twitch.
He might not have heard me say your name at the beginning either. Yeah, that's Spider. His name is Craig, but his pseudonym, if you will, is Spider. Me and him have been friends for
10 years. At least.
longer, because I met you in 2011.
You met me right
21,
after
22,
I
23.
went
It's been
down
like
to Canton, isn't it? So that's
it's been
probably
like
about
12 years. Yeah, it's been
Probably about
12 years.
12,
We've been
now
friends
that's
for
12.
12 years. Good dude, solid dude. He's been there. He's seen me at my worst. He's seen me at my best. And that's family right there, because family will see you at your best and your worst. He kind of looks like that Goomba from the Mario movie, the old one with John Leguizamo. That was Luigi. Yeah.
That's a good time to end the show.
Remember they had the real small on those. Yes, he also has a Twitch, DMGRGN.
Yes.
You can watch him play bad games horribly or good games amazingly. Depends what he plays.
Yeah.
What'd you play recently?
I've just been on Starfield constantly.
I
have a main character there, but I also have a more amusing one that stars.
Oh yeah,
former president. Not to be controversial, I don't want to make anybody mad. I just think it's funny. I made a character who's kind of is named Donald J. Trump. And when the robot says Captain to you, he says Captain Donald. Hello.
I forgot you sent me that. That's good.
So that's fun. So I do stuff like that every so often.
Of course, you can catch me on Uncanny Alchemist. I've been streaming Ghost of Tsushima, which I absolutely love. It is a great tale on the whole idea of the Mongol invasion into Japan, which is a true story. So you guys should definitely look that up. Watch me play it. And I always change my outfits because, like, I'm always like, man, I need to put on the samurai armor, but I need to put on my family armor. And it's kind of like, it's kind of very role play-ish. Like, I really enjoy it. So you guys can check me out there playing that. Other than that, we'll probably be streaming tonight. You should probably stop by for a bit if you can. If not, that is okay. We're going to eat some chili first because I got to feed him and I got to feed myself, man. I'm hungry too. Yeah. I always feed this man. You can always ask him. So I always feed him. Other than that, that's it. What do you got coming up on the Spirits Club?
Well, Spirits Club is going to be moving because since he's going to start doing soon his new Thursday Theologian working title, the Spirits Club is moving from Thursday to Sunday. So this Thursday will probably be the last episode on Thursday of the Spirits Club. I'm going to be continuing with my searching for an IPA that doesn't suck side series, because people who know me know I hate IPAs.
I hate them too. They're trash.
Episode 4, I found one that didn't suck.
Which one was that? Which one was that?
It was the juice something or other.
Oh yeah, whenever they had citrus, that helps with the IPA taste.
Oh, it helped 100%. Yeah, I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. So it didn't suck.
If you ever find Elysium Fields with the cat shooting lasers out of his eyes, that's the best IPA I've ever had because it has orange juice in it.
For some reason, I thought you were talking about a monkey, and that's why I asked you that one time. I was like, "Is it the one with the monkey?"
That's Golden Monkey.
Oh, okay.
Golden Monkey will get you drunk off one beer because it's so packed in with everything. There was no chemistry, and they ate chili and took a nap. Don't threaten us with a good time. Make that fanfic. It's good fanfic right there.
Yeah, just
right?
a nap, no touching.
No touch. Why'd you have to bring it back up? Now they're going to want us to start touching. I'm not touching you.
I'm just warning.
I don't want to touch you.
I'm just warning.
Right?
No touching.
No touching. I only want to touch you, Apple. Yeah, I'll get creepy on the stream. Like a creeper. Movie night.
But, yeah, that's going to be moving to Sundays.
But what if I want to do the Sunday seminar?
Saturday. No.
Saturday seminar.
I'll find a way. I will find a way.
No, you're good
in public.
I think Thursday would be good. I think Thursday is a good slot for us because then it sets up our Friday show.
Yeah.
And it rolls us into the weekend quite well. So I think Thursday will be the time that I put that in. But if that's a problem, let me know.
No, absolutely not. I was prepared for when you wanted to do something. So that'll be Sundays. Mondays is the audio only podcast that's still on Spreaker called Let's Talk About This, where I talk about random whatever. The first 20 episodes, the first season, had Rob on for 2 episodes. for an anime episode and
Facts.
sports.
Facts. I was there and it was
Sports.
amazing. And I talked about the Olympics and I curled once. And I don't talk about the curls to get these gains that y'all seeing right now, though. But I talk about curling where I actually did the curling with the ice. It was crazy. It was super hard and I was fat and I was out of breath. There you go. Like I was a lot larger man than I am now. And I was like, this isn't as easy as I thought it was. This isn't as easy as Austin thought it was. You're fired.
The second season, I talked about cell phones and all my original history with cell phones.
Don't look at his browser history. I've seen it. It's not pretty.
It's rubbish.
It's fat bottom girls making the world go round. Because they do. That's just a fact.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays are streaming days. That we
Yes,
both
sir.
do. We both do streaming on Tuesday and Wednesdays. Thursday we just talked about, and Friday is another episode of this, of course. And then you get the whole week.
Because I want us to have a show for every day of the week.
And every morning you have
The news.
the news.
This guy bring us the
Sipping
news.
coffee with Spider at 6 a.m. every morning.
I like how you jacked that kind of from. I know where you got that from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally did.
And you did a way better job of it than that person did. So
Yeah.
good for you.
It's in the name, it's in the whole everything. But
Because that's what they get.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have screwed us. And not this kind of good screwing that you like. The bad screwing, like when the government taxes you. That's the bad screwing. So that's good. I will have the Thursday Theologian. I'm looking well into, I want to say the first week of November, because October, I need time to research. I need time to put out, accurate information, because I don't want to, like religion for me. Well, I will say this, my religion itself, I feel like if I do not bring the truth to all of you, and I shouldn't say the truth like, and I don't like using your truth or my truth, but like what I believe, I'll say it this way. If I don't bring the accuracy of what I believe to you guys, then I feel like that's not good for me in terms of my spiritual and religious advancement. And I don't want to do that. So I want to make sure I'm bringing you guys the best each week in the Thursday Theologian. And I will be starting from Genesis. We'll be moving from Genesis to Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. We're going from the Pentateuch, and we're going to move forward from there. And we're going to go Old Testament. Then we're going to go into the New Testament. And I'll probably take like a week or month break. Yeah, it's been doing strange stuff this whole time. I've seen it. It's fine. It's probably just the ghost in the machine type of stuff. And we're going to be doing that. And then we'll also I'll be having him on some episodes of the Thursday Theologian. I'll be on Let's Talk About This. We're going to bringing it together, and we're going to be working together on things, because I like his point of view on religious beliefs, even though I don't hold the same beliefs that he does. But I like to bring those forth. So yeah, that's what's coming up. Other than that, anything else you have coming up? What do you have coming up?
That's pretty much it. I just want to say thank you for everybody who's stuck with us this entire time, people who are still watching. Definitely one very important thing you can do: like this,
Yes,
share this,
share the hell out of it. Heck out of it,
subscribe to it,
please. And
even if you don't watch every single episode, even if you're like,
please,
I'm gonna turn off my notifications, having a subscription, it's free.
Yeah, it's free.
The more numbers we get, the closer we are to being monetized, and doing this in a self-supporting way.
Like, I would love to have the YouTube plaques behind me on this shelf. And that's a goal for us, because if we win, you guys win, because we can afford to do bigger and better things. And give you guys more content. I will be at the Cheat Lake Fire Department on October 7th. What's today? The 1st. A week from today is what? The 6th? Is the week from the 6th?
Well, today's Sunday, so are you going to be on a Sunday?
Is it a Sunday?
Or is it Saturday?
Saturday.
Then it's the 6th.
It's the 6th?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's find out. Oh, you can just punch it up right there. Friday.
I will be there Saturday. I was right, the 7th.
Yeah.
I'll be there Saturday the 7th. I'll be doing a presentation on Aliens in Antiquity. I'm going to be breaking down some things about aliens in our past. And remember, alien doesn't mean green-faced grays and all this jazz. It just means some thing or entity or person that we do not understand. So I hope you all can make it up there. I know Apple will be there. I know that you'll be there with me in spirit. So I will be rocking that out Saturday. I'm not sure the time, but please come out, support a good cause. If you live near there, obviously, if Alfie's like a super rich dude, like he's got millions upon millions.
Jump on your private jet and show up.
Show up. On that, guys, thank you so much for joining us for episode 250. Because of you guys, we're going to have 250 more. And we're going to be doing a lot more great episodes, great side content from myself, from Spider. We're going to be doing more tastings, more food tastings. We're going to be doing the tastings. I got those hot chips. I'm eating at least one at some point. So, yeah, love you guys. We need you guys in the show, in the chat. Thank you, everybody who commented, chatted, did all the awesome stuff that you guys did. And talk amongst yourselves and be very verklempt. Because as always, why be boring when you can be
Uncanny.
Peace.
Bang, bang. Scissors.
Scissor me timbers. I'm gonna end the stream. Okay. I didn't tell any damn jokes though. How does Moses brew his tea? He brews it. Get it? He brews.